Brother, you are muted.
Good stuff.
I tapped it, you know when you tap it, but it don't actually click the thing. But anyway, we are live. A little bit of a cold open, I guess. But welcome to the Wrestle Purist AEW Dynamite Grand Slam review, hosted by the usual three of myself, Charlie, and Marcus. Big episode, man. It was a big episode. Some great matches. Packed in as many matches as he possibly could. Tony Khan. New number one contender for the world title. Bryan Danielson is back. Nigel wrestled. There was a lot to like about the episode, man. But first things first, please like, subscribe, send any super chats, any questions, any takes, any opinions, any predictions, any topics, anything at all. We'll get into it. Turn on the post notifications. Hope everyone's doing good. Starting with fellow co-host Marcus. What's going on, brother? Talk to me.
Currently a Category 4 hurricane hitting Florida right now. But you know what? I'm a professional. Towns get made. Topics get discussed. Grand Slam was a great episode. My EVPs told y'all that they still here. John Moxley left the Bo staff at home. Darby Allen got absolutely destroyed. Nigel and Bryan put on some beautiful music for us, and here we are, ready to talk about it. And if I do go out, y'all know why.
Oh man, the weather. It's not great weather here at the moment in the Midlands. I'm not sure what it's saying for you, Charlie, over by London.
Oh, it's pissing it down. Raining.
You're right.
Crazy.
Just Brian's weather, it's fine. No, it is
like your noble vocabulary or something. Like, what's going on?
Oh yeah, no, that is just a very normal thing for British people to say.
100%. So yeah, bad weather. Hope it's not bad weather wherever you people are in the chat. Hope everyone's doing well, like I already said. Good episode of AEW Dynamite. Yeah, man, there was a lot to like. There was a few highlights. I liked how there was actually, I was saying to these guys just before we went live, like, I liked how there was actual like happenings. Like, obviously, it's Grand Slam. That was always going to be the case, But on top of the matches, it felt like things actually happened. Like we had the debut of MVP, for example, Bryan was back, the Bryan Nigel stuff, and all the other big matches that they did throughout the show. Like last week, for example, was a good show. We reviewed it. We didn't say we hated it or anything close to that. It was a good show, but it just didn't feel like a lot really happened, But yeah, this was a Grand Slam, man. Good stuff. It was good stuff. We're going to start with some super chats before we dive into it. We're going to start with Bryan and Nigel because that's what we're doing this week, people. That's what we're doing.
Programs.
Yes, sir.
All right. And champion, $2. Where all my book riders at? # greatest tag team ever.
We here.
Yeah.
Y'all called them washed. Y'all said they ain't got it no more. They said they got a foot out the door. They said they can't put on good matches no more. What they did last night? They woke y'all up. But I can't even say they back. You know why? Because Matthew and Nicholas Jackson never left. I never folded. I never bent. I never yielded. I always believed.
Oh, yeah.
I always believed.
I love the Young Bucks. They're great. They just go.
We throwing the E's in the air, baby. The elite.
I can't. It sounds like you're on the brink of tears. It's incredible.
It's real shit, man. It's
real brings a tear to your eye.
I ain't fought this in a long time. A long time.
A lot of people were talking crazy about the Bucks. They did have some performances that
talking crazy about the Bucks.
Listen, bro. Listen. They had some very eyebrow raising performances. They've had a couple this year.
Hey man,
I've never called them washed though. In my defense, I've never called them washed, and I like to think that my fellow co-hosts can vouch for me on that. I've never called them washed ever.
I don't think I can vouch for you on that one. I think you might need to stay over on that side. Well, me and Charlie.
Listen, you can keep me over on that side, but I'm just saying. I've never said that they were washed. I've said that they've had some bad performances where they look like they didn't give a shit. Because they did, But when they have good matches, I always give it up to them. And I actually do like the Young Bucks. Just obviously, when we're talking book riders, we got Charlie and Marcus here. We've got other people from the channel like, Chris, AO. These are real Bucks fans. I can't put myself in that category. I can't do that.
Anyone that knows the Out on My Burner, you know what it is. Like,
There you go.
It's Big Young Bucks. It's Big Max and Jeremy Buck. It's Big Generation Me. It's Big Nico Jackson. Meta Jackson. Younger Bucks. I know what it is.
Oh, it's so real. Tag team wrestling saved.
They were
MVPs.
Of course, we talked about that as well just before we went live. But that was a real Bucks match last night. You know, it was cool to see. The crowd loved it. So good shit. Anna's Assault and $2. Appreciate you as always. MVP is such an underrated promo. My God, if anyone's got an MVP at this point in the game, they need to do the research, bro. MVP he's one of the best managers out there, straight up, just because he hasn't been like positioned to be in that spot in recent years. Bro, he don't lose it, man. He don't lose it.
Nope.
He does not lose it. He was great last night, obviously, as you alluded to in the super chat. He's awesome, man. I'm really excited for what he's going to do in AEW. Obviously, it looks like he's setting up something with Nana and Swerve. You can assume that Bobby's going to be coming in. Who else comes in? I'm not sure. Shelton, maybe. I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, maybe they throw AEW throw one of their own guys, like a Leo Rush or something, or you know. So I saw someone say Ricochet, and that really intrigued me for some reason.
I mean, he could use a mouthpiece, so it's not the worst idea.
Yeah, it just intrigued me.
They've interacted with WWE before. I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how good a fit he'd be in her business or something, if you want to call it, but
I don't know.
Interesting.
Probably
we'll
somebody.
See how AEW play. I'm sure they'll. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%. Barbie. You know, especially if they bring Shelton in as well. You know.
Yeah.
You got MVP, Barbie, and Shelton. You know, look, you need some youth in that team, bro.
Yeah.
You know,
you want to bring a young guy
that's
up
kind
with
of crazy.
You. So like when you throw a match graphic up, people get excited. Like, oh, this young guy's gonna tear it up. He's gonna get a lot of experience. And when this thing, moves on in the next like 2 years or so or whatnot, he can be a guy you elevate along for the ride.
100%,
so
bro.
Really hope they bring somebody young in just to balance it out. I think they do, and whoever it is, they're gonna get a lot out of this. Hopefully.
Yeah, man. Dono 499. Appreciate you as always. Anyone can have a good match with Darby. True. Def Jitsu is still on Fraud Watch. EVPs finally realised they are still the best tag team in the world. I wouldn't put Moxley on Fraud Watch. I loved Moxley last night. I did. I thought Moxley was great.
Hey man,
Darby.
I gotta give him credit. He left the bow staff at home. He just beat the dog crap out of Darby the whole time. Like he
left the
didn't do a bunch of knee bars. Yeah, he did his thing. The actual presentation of his character in this whole new BCC thing, I liked it a lot. And in the match, it showed that he could just meld the 2019 Moxley just was a brawler and just didn't take anything from nobody. Just went in there, just beat the crap out of people. If he does that,
he was vicious.
Going.
He was vicious, man. He was evil. Dare I say? I can't remember if I was even on the show, but I've had the conversation with him. I know he said it on the show, but Joe was saying before, but like the mode that I want to see Mox in is like the mode he was in when he squashed 10 a couple of years ago. And he fully fucked him up, and we got colour and everything, and it was just like one of the best squash matches that AEW's done. But Mox was just like sadistic. I think it was just before he went into rehab, so we never really got that like version of Mox, But in terms of like an in-ring and the vibe sort of thing, I think last night was the closest we've got to that. So I love Mox last night, and obviously like you've said in the super chat, Darby, he's amazing. EVP's finally realised they're the best tag team in the company. They had a great night, man. They had a great night. What else we got? Black Yakuza 94, $10. Appreciate you as always. Don't regret missing the show because screw New York subway after 10 p.m. and work wore me out. But it was still a great show overall. Match of the night was the tag for me. Bucks beat the Wash allegations, thankfully.
Never folded, never bit. Always believe. And just as a side note, this is a great night for the original iteration of the Elite in general. The Bucks put on a hell of a performance, and we got Kenny Omega content.
Oh my god, we got Kenny content.
That was really that moved me.
I was like,
Marcus.
bro,
Look at you.
I was like half asleep and I saw the video and I was like, what the fuck is happening right now?
Bro.
I miss Kenny so much.
The way I saw it was Ibu quote tweeting it with an eggplant emoji.
Bro,
That's how I saw it. But nonetheless, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about the little kind of like teaser clip that New Japan posted yesterday of Tanahashi and Kenny Omega. It looks like they're going to be like having a sit down or some sort of thing, but like it's like this dramatic thing, and Tanahashi's talking about like we main evented the dog together, and I haven't seen him in a while, and it's like in the meet in the room, and it's just like I don't know, it's just beef. Like,
it kind of feels like Kenny's going to be the face of like the Wrestle Dynasty, like the marketing for that show, because I haven't talked about it on AEW yet, so
as he should be. As he
should be, like truly. Poster boy, absolutely.
Kenneth Jerome Bartholomew Omega. We almost here. He looks great, by the way. Like, I don't know if you know.
Jacked. It's great. He looks very
all the Kenny Omega content. It's been popping,
he's
bro.
been
Obviously,
cropping up.
like, yeah, man. He's in Japan. He's doing his thing. You know, popping up. That Kota Ibushi Instagram post was crazy, bro.
My
it's
God,
like,
it's funny as fuck.
That was doing anything. Gold Lovers was doing anything.
Nothing suspicious going on there, you know. Like, just some guys working out, training, questionable outfits, you know.
It's just guys being dudes in the gym, you know. It wasn't nothing crazy, you know. It was just working out.
Yeah, he's doing his thing with Kota Ibushi.
Exactly.
And yeah, he's taking pictures of all kinds of people at the moment. He seems like he's enjoying himself, which is good. You know, it seems like he's really and truly on his way back. When that'll be, who knows? Yeah, hopefully.
We'll be right here waiting for you, Kenny. We love you, brother.
Miss you.
Keep fighting a good fight, Kenny. You know.
I got the honey waiting for you.
And
Champion, $2. Another Mox World Title reign, huh? Hashtag done with the 2010.
Hey, man. I said the same thing, but if you're gonna wrestle like that, I ain't gonna mind it too much. And if it leads to Darby finally beating him and when taking that belt off of him, then fine.
Yeah.
Locked in Mox is he's still one of the best.
Different beast.
I don't care if he's a 2010s guy or not, you know. Fuck it.
It is what it is.
If he's as good as he is, you know, it's one of them. Need him at the top. If he's locked in, you need him near the top.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like I'm sure you was Anjan, regular watcher. I'm sure he was watching last week when I went through that whole list of who AEW is missing at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, having a star like Moxley locked in, producing high quality like he did last night is like fucking essential to current AEW.
Yeah. Hey, listen, there was real apprehension of how this would go if you heard like some of the names are like thrown around for this, and how Mox was wrestling before he took his little hiatus off TV. I get it. I was definitely one of those guys. Still am to an extent because I still want to see more. But this is a good start. I gotta admit.
Yeah.
Super chat, whose name I'll never say, 199. Appreciate you as always. So I guess it looks like Daniel Garcia, is leaving AEW. Now, some people are making that assumption because a lot of AEW fans were, of course, like hoping for him to show up in some capacity at Grand Slam last night, and he didn't. And I guess spoiler alert, he didn't on Collision either. And yeah, then Dave said that thing on Observer Radio where he was like, the confidence in AEW isn't as high as it was a month ago that he's going to resign. But in terms of an actual solid update, I can't give you one. As far as I'm aware, Ibu couldn't give you one either. Daniel's done a really good job of just kind of keeping a low profile, you know, and not really, like, he hasn't been leaking shit and talking much to people at all from what I can tell. So he's laying low, he's doing his thing, and obviously he wants to keep it somewhat of a surprise of where he's going to choose, you know. So, I mean, hopefully we find out soon. I don't want Garcia out the game too long, you know, and obviously I think I'm the only person on here who genuinely would be happy for him either way, you know. but you
If
guys
Ross
would be
goes to
happy.
WWE,
No,
that's
you guys would be happy for him. That was probably the wrong way of saying it, but you wouldn't like to see him go
I'm
to
ha-
NXT.
Yeah, I'm happy for the
Oh no,
I
I
would
would
rather
prefer
him
him
in
to
AEW.
stay, but
Yeah, it's more of it's not my problem where these things goes type of deal because
yeah,
ain't my future, ain't the money I'm getting paid, ain't going to my
I was gonna
account.
say I ain't seeing the money, so I
Yeah,
don't care about the
exactly. Like I
contracts.
said, I phrased that a little wrong, but you know what I mean.
Mhm.
But yeah, man, Garcia. Like I said, hopefully he makes his decision, and whoever he signs with or re-signs with gets him on TV sooner rather than later because he's got, bro. He's just turned like what 25 or 26. It was birthday like last week, bro. He's a special talent, man.
Super young.
And whoever he picks, I'm not trying to hear the other side try and discredit him. You know, like oh, he's not actually that good, and oh, he doesn't make a difference to the ratings. It's like, bro, this is talking about a real talent here, you know.
Yeah.
Talking about a real one. So yeah, we'll see how that all plays out, man. But apparently the AEW side isn't as confident as it was. So yes, that's the latest on him. Isaiah Barry, $2, appreciate you. Would Malakai Black be better staying or going to WWE?
Who cares?
I'd say probably at this point going to WWE. You know, I think at AEW at this point, he's just kind of spinning his wheels. You know, I don't think he's the sort of talent that Tony's looking at. All right, let's let's elevate him more. We'll kind of just, we'll use him kind of as they kind of almost sparingly do. The No House of Black is like a good act, but it's not really an act, especially Malachi at the center of it is something that they're gonna, go too crazy with. And I think I think the writing's on the wall in that sense. Whereas if he goes back to WWE, see what Triple H does with him. Zelina's there. I don't know, it's just something new, It's kind of like a hitting the refresh button with him, So I'd probably say WWE. What about you, Charlie?
Probably better off in WWE at this point, to be
Yeah.
honest. Like, it doesn't really feel like he's going to hit any new heights in AEW. So I like Malakai Black still. I'm still a Malakai Black defender. But like,
Who do you think Marcus stay or go?
I don't give a fuck personally. I really don't. Like, what is he in 2024? What is Malakai Black?
That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like most AEW fans either kind of have a little bit. There's obviously a lot that kind of have that reaction marks, but most of them have kind of just what Charlie did, just kind of throw your hands up. Like, I don't know, man. Like it's I don't know,
I'm not wrestling, but I don't know.
It's like AEW, he's not going to be a single star at any point in this company. Like, it is what it is. That long pass, that ship sailed. There's probably more money in guys like Brody King in this group. And if you want to really project in the future, probably Julia Hart. Buddy can do some stuff in singles division. You can do a tag team with him and Brody. Malakai, not a whole lot.
It's like
He's 40.
His back's kind of cooked as well. Like
that too. His back, age, other stuff depending on what he has.
Man. Back surgery, like you said, his age. Even just like little injuries that he's had. He's had kind of like a tough time with AEW, to be honest, like physically. Mm-hmm. So that's obviously been like an unfortunate setback, but you can't really blame on anyone. But in WWE, you could, I don't know, bro, fucking link up with the White Six or feud with them, or you can get something out of that. Yeah. WWE fans would eat that up 100%, bro. No doubt in my mind. So
you'll do something on SmackDown or something. Who cares?
Yeah, man. I think I could figure something out for him, to be honest. How long that would last, I don't know, but it would just be like hitting a refresh button, even if you can get like a year or two of just being like an actual character on the show, You want
to see Malakai versus Karrion Kross?
Well, hold on. You're getting spiteful now.
Spiteful is probably the wrong word. I'm just saying, you want to see it or not?
Yeah, who knows? He could go to WWE and have like a random purple patch of form where he has like a month of great matches. People say he's back. But who knows, man? But yeah, I guess that's Raj Giri of all people put out a report earlier that Malakai Black's contract's up. I think this year at some point.
Early 2025.
But yeah, I think even if you follow him, obviously I know his account's a lot now, but you know, he noted that basically that with Malakai Black, he's one of those people that will say like there's always like multiple different things that people are saying about him, depending on what side you talk to. And it's so much to the point where it's like even like Malakai and Tony, apparently Malakai and like the AEW side, like apparently have like different ideas of when Malakai's contract actually finishes. So, you know, we'll see what happens with him, man. I'm not really sure.
Malakai's contract is basically the equivalent to the recipe for Coca-Cola. You ain't finding
it. Kale.
You just skipped that super chat without reading it. You'd already changed it.
All right, not serving the customers.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, there we go. Anna's sorting again. $2. Appreciate it. MVP is so good. I booed Nana for bad management. Listen, man.
I mean, he had some solid points.
Yeah, he was a man with a point, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Man with a point.
MVP good.
Very good. Kale, 50 pesos. Thoughts on Dave's take regarding younger talent and their development, especially as Daniel Garcia's future is in doubt. It's a problem WWE ran into some years ago. I don't know what the take is, bro. I'm not. I can't really touch on it, brother. If you want to put it in the chat, then. But obviously, I don't know how long the take is, so I'm not sure how much of a burden that would be for you. But if you want to put it in the chat, we can obviously touch on it. But I don't know what you're referring to. So
he did the whole like AEW is getting too old thing because he signed MVP, where it's like, I mean, broadly, sure, the philosophy is you do want more younger guys at the forefront, sure.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it's MVP, guys. It's not like he's gonna get in there and wrestle. He's a manager. He will always have a future here, no matter where he's at. And if you watch that promo, it took him like 2 minutes to convince you, yes, this man is a monster and he's going to be a great signing for this company. So like broadly, sure, I get what Dave's trying to say. But it's MVP, man. Like, did you not see the screens he was setting last night?
Yeah, I think in this case, I think there is a world where it would. I think it's 100% possible where you can have your cake and eat it in this case, because it's like Bobby Lashley and MVP. It's like you bring them in. I think like you just do that. We talked about this a few months ago. I think it was probably me and Ibu, and he's like, I probably would have waited a little bit. Like I would have signed them. I would have got them signed up. I'm 100% make sure that they're part of the company, you know. But in terms of who I'm focusing on, like you guys will probably remember conversations we had like a month or two ago. It's like we need to get moving with like Takeshita and Daniel Garcia. You know, like we need to really put them on the Swerve push kind of thing, like because it felt like from the moment that Swerve confronted Hangman, it felt like a big deal because it was framed like a big deal, and it was an emerging star taking on an established top guy in AEW. That's what we need more of in terms of like someone's coming for a top guy to elevate up the card. It's like the MJF Daniel Garcia thing. Obviously, it would have been great if Garcia won it, but obviously that was framed more in like a blood feud sense, and it wasn't really like the narrative wasn't really about Garcia elevating. You know, so even if he did win that match, obviously it would have been great, but it just wasn't framed the same way that like Swerve's push has been in the past year. And I think they just need to do more of that with people. Like I think me and Ibu again were talking like recently. Like I would have done like the first Takeshita Okada match last night. So I don't see the point with like I said with Takeshita. We need to get moving now. Yesterday with him in terms of like put the fucking rocket on him. He's amazing. I can't wait until Wrestle Dynasty for his first like moment since the fucking Omega match. You know what I mean? It's like he beat Omega, he pinned Omega like twice, and now it basically means fucking nothing. You know?
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, I would have as soon as he came out from the G1, I would have strapped the rocket to him. I wouldn't be waiting and doing this slow burn build for this Okada match. You know? I probably would have had Wrestle Dynasty be like the trilogy. It would have been the third big match, you know. But yeah, he wasn't even on the show yesterday, was he? You know, obviously Garcia's fucking Garcia's. You know, his future. Like they might, for all we know, Garcia's made his decision, and AEW's already lost Garcia. Now it's too late. You know, we don't know that. Then obviously we've got Bobby and MVP, and it's like, yeah, they are on the older side, and they're still in the same position to get going with some of these, like the two talents I just mentioned, you know. So, but I think it's possible to do both. I don't think you have to be like, you know, you can't sign Bobby if you want to push Garcia and Takeshita. Like you can do both, you know. So
yes.
They've got the TV time. They've got the belts to do it. If like you're insisting that they need to be belted up with shit, like I don't know. It's really, really weird the approach they've taken to some of their younger talents. Because like what they've done with Carl Fletcher is great, but they haven't invested that sort of time into anyone else, and it's crazy.
Yeah, man.
No offense to Carl Fletcher, that sounded like a dig.
This sounded crazy. I can't lie.
It did sound like a dig, but like my point is that they've proved that they have the time to do it. They just haven't with other talents as well.
Even with Kyle, though, I think it will get to a point, and I actually have a little bit more faith because of how heavy he's been featured and how pretty clear it is to see that they see something with him. But I think we're not too far away from the point where like Kyle's in that category of like DJ and Takeshita, where it's like, okay, we get it. He's a good worker. We know he's a good worker. He's young. He's emerging. He's putting it together. We need to elevate him now. He needs to win big matches and stuff, you know. Because like, yeah, it's great him being in the ring with all these like big names and stuff like he has been like over the past year or so. But it's like he needs to start winning them. Like Takeshita needs to start winning them, and obviously we got glimpses of it last summer with the Kenny feud, but it really had much since. And you know, and obviously the DG saga's very undecided. So yeah, I do wish there was more of like a recognizable path with their booking of like, okay, this is how they elevate people. You know, like this is like, and you can have like real like faith in them being able to do it. That's why I lean so much on kind of like not being against the normal, and I'd say like being for Garcia going to NXT, because like I can see an actual path there for him. Whereas if you resign with AEW, like as a fan, you're putting all your faith into making sure TK gets it right. And from what I've seen so far, I don't really have that faith in him as a fan, you know. So, you know,
it's wild.
Yeah. So, like I said, Dave does make there is something to his point, but I do think there is a world where you can have your cake and eat it, but it's just obviously like on the booking and the team doing the booking and TK himself, and you know. But if you give these talent the opportunities, they will shine, bro. Like Swerve did, because you just got to position and present them and give them the right opponents to be able to elevate them and do these things, and you have to do it committed. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to do it and you got to commit to it. And yeah, AEW have shown that they've shown glimpses of them doing it in the past. It's just never consistent. But I've got like 3 or 4 here from Anjan. $2. Mariah May reign is looking spooky. # do something. Yeah, that's not what.
Hey man,
we'll get to it. We'll get to
it.
But last night was the women kind of got fucked over. I thought. Anjan PN $2. Mox trashed them. The Decathlon joggers. # bring back the trunks.
I see.
Charlie's put in a formal complaint.
I have. I contacted the lawyers.
Not too much on decathlons. I know I had a homie that was in the Olympics in the decathlon. Not too much.
Oh shit. Anjan PN again. 2 weeks to Wrestle Dream and still no clue about the rest of the card.
I did have no idea.
2 weeks?
No, I had no idea.
You're lying. There's no way October 12th is 2 weeks away.
No, look, it's September 26th now, so yeah, it's about 2 weeks.
October. Yeah, October 12th. Yeah, it's October 12th, not 15. Where did I get 15? My
birthday's coming up so soon.
Oh, mine's
yeah, it is 2 weeks, man. It's just...
That is actually quite mad.
I'm sorry, actually.
Yeah,
where the fuck is this shoot?
Just over 2 weeks away. And Bad Blood is on the 5th.
Yes, that's
just over a week away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's probably where I got 15th from, mixing the two dates together, 12th and 5th. Anna Sultan, let's put it all on screen. Anna Sultan, $2. All in, greater than All Out, greater than Grand Slam. No, All in to All Out to Grand Slam, 5-year anniversary to Wrestle Dream. My God. Yeah, man.
And don't forget Title Tuesday. I'm sure that'll be great.
Title Tuesday.
Sure, that'll be great.
Like the one preemptive show of the year, they just say screw it, was going to have everything on there because why not?
Well, no FTW belt this year, so no fake defenses.
Thank Jesus.
And Champions does that MXM segment for Collision. Apparently not very good.
I will not be watching it. Besides, Georgia Alabama playing.
I refuse to watch them. I'm scared.
Besides, Georgia Alabama playing Saturday, so I will be watching football anyway.
I might not even be home when Collision's on Saturday because I'm out during the evening for a wrestling show, and then we'll go out for drinks after. So. Sounds about right. Yeah, checks out.
I struggle with Collision at times.
Especially in the fall, I'm like, yeah.
Black Yakuza $94 $5. Dave's comment makes sense given AEW fans are fantasy booking Kevin Steen and AJ Styles both over 40. Like I said, there's you can have your cake and eat it too. It's like, bro, Kevin Owens is Kevin Owens. AJ Styles is AJ Styles. It's like you sign them, bro. Like you do. When you introduce them and when you make them a proper focal point of your product, is obviously, that's what's up in the air. Like I said earlier, would I have brought Bobby in right now? Probably not, because my focus, if I was the booker, would be on the talents that I was just talking about. And, I'd kind of wait a little bit until I've really got going with one of those, or at least a couple of those, to bring him in then, so we could slot in a bit nicer. But yeah, man, like I said, there is something to Dave's point, but Bobby and MVP, I think, are must signs, to be honest. So, and obviously the other two are Kevin and AJ. Like they're even bigger, must signs, I think. So, Showtime Spurs, $5. WWE just re-signed most of their main event scene, and they're all in their 40s. The age thing is a load of nonsense. And the thing is with WWE, when you're comparing it to AEW, is that WWE has no WWE is under less pressure to create stars because they've been doing it so well over the past, however long it is since they've been hot. They're super hot as a promotion at the moment, so it's different, So yeah, obviously, a lot of the top talent in the business is like 40-year-olds, late 30s, early 40s. That's just kind of the way of the land. But yeah, AEW does have more kind of Who would you say has got more talents that are crying out to be elevated? Do you know what I mean? Because I'd say AEW probably.
I'd say AEW. There's not really anyone I hear about in WWE that people are begging to be pushed. So
yeah, there's
and the ones they are, it's like okay, whatever. They're like
and you can kind of get it.
It's like
I think it's like more. It's like people like a
lot
of people are making noise for like Jey Uso to win a title or something, and it's like.
What you do,
especially us, we review, we're super proper into quality of matches and stuff like that. We can kind of see the trepidation WWE would have with putting a singles title on Jey Uso, but they went with it, and obviously it was a super successful moment on Monday. So happy that they did it, happy for him, sort of thing. But can kind of get it. Then there's other ones like Ilya Dragunov, for example. It's like if they did just strap the rocket to him when he came onto the main roster, I would have fucked with it because he's amazing. He's a great worker. But I also understand they're not just doing that, So there isn't really anyone in WWE, I think, that's like, oh my god, this guy needs to be elevated. What the fuck are they doing with him? Whereas in AEW there is a couple people like that, So it's just a different thing, And obviously, like I said, AEW is always going to be under a bit more of a spotlight when it comes to creating new stars and stuff, because they've got to create the stars to create the competition and shit, So, yeah, man. Speaking of AEW, you had a great show last night, which is a good start. AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. We get it once a year. It's at Arthur Ashe Stadium. They put about 8,000 in the building, which it's not the 2021 numbers, but it's not a complete embarrassment by any means. They probably should consider not running half rush, I think.
Probably.
Just for atmosphere purposes, to be honest. You know, it's like if you sell that many tickets, it should feel like harder than it did last night. Even though I didn't think it was like absolutely tragic, but I don't know, the way sound travels in half rush when it's not full is a bit, you know,
interesting.
Exactly, you know. But yeah, man, shout out AEW, Grand Slam, Dynamite. We opened up very, very hot. Bryan Danielson versus Nigel McGuinness. And my heart was full, you know. It was I love it when do you ever like catch yourself in the moment of something? Like when like Dynamite was starting and like Nigel made his entrance and stuff, I was like, oh shit. And like I caught myself like fully getting like excited because I don't all three of us watch so much wrestling. It's like that doesn't happen that much, you know. But like I was fully like I started pacing and shit. You know?
I was like sat on the edge of my sofa. I could not sit still.
I heard Oasis on my DVC. I was locked in, ready to go. Let's get it.
And they did the fake out with Brian's entrance, and then they played Final Cut. It was just all so perfect.
Oh, we got breaking news. Sorry, people.
I know, and I'm really sad about it.
$10 Canadian. Oh wow, Sean Rossat just tweeted that Saraya has re-signed with AEW. Charlie is happy on short. Lol. Cheers, Wrestle Fury. I told you guys, man. No, I didn't tell you guys as a report, but I did tell you guys that I was very much thinking that she would re-sign.
To do what? To do what?
Yeah, man. We was talking about it on Monday, bro. Me and Ibu and Anna White. Like it's the way that they were going into the Jamie match, like the Saraya Rules match. But,
it really felt like she was dipping.
I didn't get that impression. That's what I was saying on Monday. Like, I didn't get the impression. Like maybe it was, to be honest, and maybe it was from a few people because you're not the only person. But like, I didn't feel like they were building it in a way where it was going to be like, oh, Saraya loses, she's going to be out of here, or Jamie's going to like get rid of her forever. Like I never got that impression, like not once, you know. Then like even before, like I thought, you know what, she'll probably re-sign, but on less money. So yeah, it hasn't surprised me too much that Tony's re-signed her, to be fair. So
to do what?
I don't know, man. Just be a name, a recognizable name in the division. Tony, obviously we probably would skip it, but like, you know, Tony from a booker's point of view probably sees some value still in that, you know.
I guess.
You know,
allegedly it's a 1-year deal. She's just re-signed so she can have the Mercedes match. I genuinely, that might all be it.
That's what I mean. It's like you can do that. Like, am I waiting to see that? No. Do I even think the AEW audience wants that? No.
Like, I'm not trying to pay off a house show.
From a booker's point of view, can I see why a booker might want to do that? I guess so. You know,
like, probably want to do it too. Unfortunately.
Damn.
So yeah,
ain't that crazy?
But yeah, man, back to the real business.
So
the real
wrestling.
the real stuff, you know.
Actual
Bryan Danielson, Nigel McGuinness shit. So Nigel comes out to Oasis. He does his thing, you know. He looked great, bro. Just like he did it all in. He's in great shape. So much respect for that. He looked awesome. He comes out and he starts cutting a promo because basically Brian's music hit and he didn't come out. He did not come out at first. So Nigel, of course, did what anyone would expect Nigel to do in this situation, started gloating, calling Brian a coward. And then he demanded that the referee counts to 10, and if Brian doesn't show up, he would be declared the winner. And he wanted Brian to be stripped of the AEW World Championship. And obviously the referee gets to like 7, 8, 9 or wherever he got to. And guess what? We get final countdown again. Tony Khan has got deep pockets and he's spending on this retirement tour, brother. You know, we got final countdown again. So that got a huge pop out of everyone. It's always cool to see Brian come out to that. And yeah, man, I just thought this was lovely, you know. this match itself, from the very start, bro, just like, of course they did the stare down for like a minute or however long they did it for, because you've just got to, bro. This was special. I wish the crowd was hotter for it, unfortunately, and obviously like they did like a few callbacks and stuff to like the old ROH feud and matches from then that like didn't quite hit live as much as I would have wanted them to, especially towards like the finish. But yeah, I thought this as a match, this was, oh shit, I just spilled my water. As a match, I thought this was just lovely. The grappling exchanges. There's a part at the start where Bryan nails Nigel with a kick, and Nigel's selling it for a sec. Like, Jesus Christ! But he jumps back up like the Terminator, and it's like this. It's like this demon from Bryan's past has just risen, and he gets in his face, and it's like Bryan sells it on his face as well, like he's all shocked and shit. And it's just like little things like that, like in the very early grappling stages as well. Like Nigel gets the better of Bryan, and he looks over to Tony Schiavone, and he's like, "Too easy, Tony." And he's just like,
he's
just
so
beast,
funny.
man.
What a beast!
He's absolutely still got the mind for it, Like you don't really lose that when you're someone on the level of Nigel.
Yeah,
the level that Nigel was. I thought he looked really good here. His lariat was still mean. There's a part as well where there's a part as well, like when he does the heelish thing of like faking an injury. Like Bryan's hit him with a low blow, but he actually hit him in the leg, and like Nigel sending it like a low blow. And then he uses it to take advantage of Bryan and mount him and start hitting with a few strikes. They did the ring post spot, kind of. They did it as much as you can. They did the woke version of it.
The woke version of it.
And I just really enjoyed it. Bryan ended up tapping him out. Nigel thanked him as he tapped him out.
Okay, did he say thank you or fuck you? Because I've watched it about 7 times and I still can't tell.
I'd go with like 90% sure he says thank you, but not 100%. Which
I don't know about that.
I'll take that as poetic. Jim Ross also called it as thank you as well. So me and JR, I'll never go against JR. Now I do genuinely think he said thank you as well, because like you see he's like the way he enunciates it, like his mouth, the way that his tongue comes to the front of his mouth. Like I'm talking too technical right now.
What are you, a linguist?
No, I know exactly.
He sounds a TH with his mouth, not an F, from what I can see. But I'm not an expert, so I'm sure the chat will have takes on it as well. But,
I was rewatching it at like fucking 4 o'clock in the morning, so
Exactly. So there's also that,
I'll second that.
People are saying that they censored it. They did on obviously the what is it, TBS? TBS. It's on in America. Yeah, it's TBS, not TNT. It's Collision's TNT. Yeah, they censored it on TBS, but I don't know why, because you couldn't hear him say it anyway. Of course, we'd know. Obviously, on Fight, it wasn't
no
censored. But Charlie,
No.
Nigel thought he looked good. Bryan, he's Bryan. So
Yes.
I thought this was a special match. What did you think?
I absolutely love this match. Like the amount of callbacks they were doing, but like, and just combining it with like a modern take on their type of match, it just felt really special. And as much as I am heartbroken it was not in the UK, New York is like the second best place that they could have run this. It made a lot of sense. The crowd doing it, you're going to get your fucking head kicked in as well. I'm really glad that they got that chant down, because it's just such an integral part of like Bryan and Nigel being in the ring together. But no, I really, really love this. I saw a couple of people saying it felt like the finish felt weird, but I don't know, it felt right to me. It just kind of ended where it felt natural to end. Like I didn't.
It's the crowd, man. The crowd didn't bite on it like a finish.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Yeah. I think they were expecting it to go longer because they had kind of wrestled it like it was going to be like a longer match than it was. But Nigel's also 48 and this was his first singles match in like, 11 years. So You know, like you got to do what you got to do. But no, I absolutely loved it. I really liked Bryan selling with his forearm and that, like, and not being able to lock in the submissions properly up until that point. Oh, it was just so good. They've got such good wrestling minds. And like seeing the fucking London Dungeon and the Tower of London. Oh, it was great. I'm really happy we got this. 2024, you know. Nigel McGuinness wrestled a match. Crazy.
Yeah, man. It is so beautiful, you know.
It's real craps.
Like Charlie very greatly pointed out, it's kind of like old meets new as far as kind of like the expectations you could have for it. I loved it. Marcus, what did you make of it?
Nigel McGuinness in the year of our Lord 2024 wrestled in Arthur Ashe Stadium. What the fuck? But no, I had a good time with it. Like, they played the hits more or less, what you expect them to do. Got like a pseudo ring post spot, which fair play. I get why they can't really do it, but you know,
yeah, would have been crazy.
See, I don't believe in CT, not playing. But
word to Stone Cold.
Like... Exactly, word to Stone Cold. But nah, Nigel still hits a mean ass jawbreaker. The Tower of London spot was crispy as all hell. He still has a very good mind for this stuff. Even though he's still not physically, what he once was. Obviously, I was more some of striking, but we'll just strike some of it from memory. But the way they structured this match, they really structured it. Yes, but kind of like that. But they structured it like a real struggle. Like they had Bryan's forearm get hurt. They couldn't really lock the submissions in really good until at the very end where he managed to get a good opening to do it. Like it felt like I know people like, oh, it ended abruptly. No, it ended probably where it should have. I didn't really need it to go longer than it was. It was nice, 19 minutes. That's as far as we needed. We got the hits. We got a little bit new stuff locked into it as well. It was just a fun time. That's all I asked for. Success.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I genuinely just think it's because of the way the crowd just didn't really like when they're struggling for the position at the end, towards the finish, and Bryan finally gets it locked on properly. That's meant to be like a oh shit, it's happening moment, but the crowd just didn't eat it up like that, which was unfortunate. So it just kind of fell a bit flat. But for me, watching at home, that was locked in. I'm with you, Marcus. I didn't think the finish was. I don't think the needed to go longer or anything like that. It's just more of a thing. The crowd was just kind of they didn't bite the finish as much. So
I felt like we was more locked into it at home because we knew the backstory of all this stuff.
Yeah,
and I did appreciate Excalibur going full nerd mode in the best way possible for some of the spots that Nigel was trying to do. He's playing that Bryan passed out to the submission, Tower of London. He's playing everything in the most marked way possible, and I loved every single second of it.
That was I love wrestling, man. So good sometimes.
Yeah, it's just I thought it was just really just lovely. Especially these two old pals, two old rivals, just kind of just creating some sweet music, and I'll very much fondly remember this. I do think I think Nigel probably has more to offer, to be honest, considering the shape he was in and shit.
Oh, bro, he used to wrestle Zack Sabre Jr. now. I don't care.
Yeah,
I need the match.
I'd like him to be. Yeah, I'd like him to be used kind of in that sort of sense of I want attraction's the wrong word because he's not an attraction. Do you know what I mean? But just special, just a couple special matches every now and again. Yeah. Zach, Bryan, obviously we've ticked that one off now. I'd happily watch.
I want him to do something really weird. I want him to do a weird match, someone you never thought he would have ever wrestled.
Head to Cesaro.
Yes.
Kenny Omega.
Yes. Wow.
Hey man, listen. V-trigger jawbreaker beam battle. I'm with it,
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's good to know though. It's good to know if you're like Tony and Carl, but he's an option. If you wanna use Nigel in a cool special match, you can do that now. So
yeah.
And if they do a few dates next year in the UK, then obviously that's a really good Look, he's never been like a huge draw in the UK, but I think at this point and the way he's endeared to the AEW audience, that like it would feel like a real thing. You know, not exactly how it was at Wembley. You know, like
unreal. That such
felt like a real moment. You know? Yeah.
That was crazy. Nigel versus Kyle O'Reilly is the match that I would book as well, Simon. Yes. Sorry, I was just reading chat suggestions of people. That is very me.
Definitely. Well, speaking of the chat and this match, I guess. Showtime Spurs, $2. Appreciate it. The way Nigel threw those lariats. He said, man, he can still nail a goal, bro. He can still throw. I'm telling you.
Mm-hmm. He sure as hell nailed him.
Beast, man. I love Nigel, man. Showtime Spurs, $5. How good was JR last night, bro? I watched a few like the main things back again earlier today, and it's just like, bro, JR was. He ain't prime JR, but it's like every now and again he can put some points on the board, Marcus. I'm telling you.
Bring him off the bench, might give you about 15. I didn't hear a bunch of Daniel Bryansons on commentary, so success all around.
It's like he has like his little quirks that still pop me shamelessly, bro. Like Max is working Darby on the outside, and he's like, "Oh, Max has gotten lean, man."
He sounds like me.
Bro, I know an ex-football player hate to see Jim Ross coming on that commentary desk. Play football at Kennesaw State. He's got a lot of power. Use 3 technique. Look at that technique on that spear.
He's a beast, man. I enjoyed him. Last night. His current schedule, like, it does pop me. He's like, he'll work Grand Slam, he'll work the main event at Wembley. You know, like he's like an option that if someone wants to request him, you know,
just don't give him anything that he's obviously gonna be grumpy for, and he'll probably be locked in for it.
He's always enjoyed commentating Max. So
he loves Max.
I mean, they're not Bryan. Obviously, everyone loves calling him Bryan's matches. Everyone. So, you know, then it's like, fucking hell. He probably couldn't even keep up with the Bucks match. He would Excalibur do his thing.
He would scream at Rick Knox under the Bucks match.
But yeah, I enjoy JR. That's not Showtime Spurs. He's that's my guy, bro. Yeah. That's my guy. All right, so the next thing we want to talk about in AEW Dynamite will be, let's just get it out of the way, Roderick Strong versus Hook. Actually, no, slow down. Post-match, Bryan versus Nigel. That fucking piece of shit, Christian Cage. He thought he had a moment. Obviously, Nigel did push Bryan a bit, you know? He didn't exactly put him in a compromised position after the match, same like the Elite did at the pay-per-view. You know, Bryan did just go for a match, and Christian Cage thought this might be the moment for him. And he comes to the top of the ramp, he pulls out the contract, pulls out a pen, and as he's pulling out the pen, fucking keep Sabian.
I don't understand what this bit is anymore. Like, why is it still going? Why has there not been a payoff yet?
They off 5 weeks of backstage segments where you're basically just dogging him out and his dead dad. Ain't no fun when the dead dad's king got the gun. It is what it is. It's fucking hilarious to me. Like, just putting
it's really funny, but it's baffling me a little bit.
It's random as hell. Like, it genuinely is. Like, we're gonna find something to do for. Let's see. Let's flip the pages. Kip Sabian to do.
No, it's cool. I think me and you both spoke about this on the air before. It's just kind of like Tony as a booker, he really, and I'm sure you guys already know this. It's kind of gets more for the chat. Like, just Tony's just one of those guys that he really respects and admires like people who are really in it for the long term with AEW, in it to just like give it everything, show up to all the TV tapings, always kind of just like, like they're down to do whatever as long as it's helping the company, like proper team players. And like Kit Sabian apparently is one of those guys, and that's why he's being thrown like a little bit of a bone with a bit of TV time and I don't know, I guess a chance to kind of try and get over or something, So
It's not hurting anyone, so I don't really care. It's just it's
I
gone
mean.
longer than I was anticipating it going. So
some people get chances, and people like who Tony's more paranoid about, like Ricky Starks, for example, will just be like in the abyss, you know. So then you've got the Miros of the world who will just ask for the release, you know. So, yeah, Kip Sabian's apparently very much a good team player when it comes to AEW. So you can speculate that maybe that's why he's getting a little bit of a chance. And it's nothing. No, it's nothing too overtly offensive or anything. It's not like he's getting 20-minute segments or anything. You know, it's like last night he just showed up, robbed Christian Cage's pen. Christian Cage chases him down the tunnel. But when he gets to the tunnel, who does he see? He sees Claudio and Pac just looking like they were not playing no games. They were not there to play. And yeah, Christian Cage thought, you know what? Not today. And he just continues chasing Kip Sabian instead of going
basically on some stay out of our business type shit. Like, it's a funny dynamic where like this is like the BCC and Bryan stuff is the business right now, and then Christian's just a funny nuisance, just trying to find ways where he can interrupt stuff, and everyone equally just like, dude, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man, Christian Cage. I guess kind of a cash in, fake out, failed attempt, whatever you want to call it. You know, he didn't cash in. So yeah, Bryan successfully defends. Christian Cage doesn't cash in. Intimidated by the BCC, and following this, we get the Roderick Strong Hulk match for the FTW title. I actually didn't think this was that bad, to be honest. I do think like the result of like having Hook choke out and tap out Roderick Strong. Well, we said this from the start. It's a bit aggressive. I was actually kind of leaning towards the copism of thinking, nah, Roddy's going to win this, you know, but he didn't. He got tapped out. Bro, I was coping. So yeah, he gets tapped out. Like I said, I didn't think the match was terrible or anything. I didn't think it was great. I didn't really think it needed to be on this show, you know, which we'll get to a bit later. But you know, like I said, I didn't think it was that bad. But like when I came on the timeline, I saw like a lot of Hook slander, you know, and I can get it because it's just like they've been trying with him for a while. But I think it comes down to like, I don't think he's like a terrible talent or anything. I do like Hook, but at the same time, he's like he's someone that you need to book favorably, and like you know, and if you're not doing that, you get this like weird mesh of like kind of what we've got the past few months. Where it's like, who needs this? Who needs this on year 3 of Project Hook? You know, or whatever fucking it is. So like, I'll get it, even though I'm not as critical as some are of him. Roddy obviously did his thing. And I guess like the positive takeaway from this was after Hook did win the match, he retired the FTW belt, got out the ring, presented it to his dad. That was a really cool, nice little moment that he had with his dad. Him and Taz, they hugged each other, and that was cool, man. But yeah, Marcus, what did you make of the match and I guess the FTW title being retired?
Roderick Strong is a wonderful professional wrestler. God bless him for selling the way he was for Hook. Because some of that shit Hook was doing, I would not sell for that. I'm sorry. I just it is what it is. Like, but the match was inoffensive. It was okay. Even though I did tweet, if you can't have a good match with Roderick Strong or even a serviceable one, Hook, just go in, buy yourself a blue apron, and do some Jeremy Allen White cosplay from the Bear. Like, that's just what your future is at this point. You already got a black girlfriend, bro. You already got your Ayo Adebiri. You might as well just go all in with it. But it was okay. Thank God the FTW title is no more. Move on. It was a crutch for like 3 years.
Indeed.
Don't need it anymore. Doesn't really serve any real purpose. It's not even a real title in a company that has a bunch of them already. Move on to like the TNT Championship or something already for all I care. It's anything else other than the FTW. Anything else.
Yeah, I'll get you. Charlie, Hook, FTW Championship being retired. Talk to me.
It was a lovely moment, like him giving the belt to Taz and that, but like it could have been on Collision. I didn't need to see that on the actual like the live taping. It could have been on Rampage. I don't even know if they filmed Rampage.
I don't think they did. But still.
Roddy threw Hook into one of the ring posts, and that was pretty beast. I don't have much else to add.
Yeah,
the bit after the match where the Kingdom all just kind of shook his hand, I was like, that's a bit weird.
That was interesting.
Like, so I don't know what's going on there. So maybe, I don't know, maybe they knew that he was about to give the belt to Taz, like, not in kayfabe, obviously, but like, yeah, I don't know, weird.
Yeah, I wonder what's next for Hook.
I do like the fact that
like,
he's
if you're gonna have him beat these people, yeah.
I do like that he's retired it just after Mox has been like, well, you lot are stagnated in like for the last 5 years, so that's a pretty funny bit. Probably unrelated, but it pops me.
It is funny to imagine him watching that, listening to that promo. He's like, "Damn, I think he retired his damn belt."
Yeah, it's a funny bit, like. I don't know.
Yeah, I just I don't know. I don't know what we do.
Maybe he's going on a excursion.
To do what?
I don't think he is.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on with this man.
I don't know.
Hook is what he is at this point to me. Like he ain't got it. He might do better somewhere. He might get better after this. I ain't gonna bet on it. But
I'm not invested.
You might do a Romeo Beckham, Charlie. That's a deep cut. If you're an English football fan, so David Beckham's son, Romeo, he's quite a talented footballer, but he's not like, you don't jump off the page or anything. He plays for, he plays for like Brentford's like youth team or something. He's been signed to them for a couple of years. He's at like kind of like a nice place for his age, but he's just decided, you know what, I'm retiring. I'm getting into fashion. Like,
that feels
Hook is very much into his fashion and stuff. There was that. Remember Conan said on his podcast like a year ago, like, "Oh, Hook don't even care about wrestling, bro. He wants to he wants to start a fashion brand and all this sort of shit." So I wonder where he's heard that from. But bro, then there was those reports like. I don't. It might have been last year or the start of this year that, like, Hook would be interested in trying out free agency, going to WWE sort of thing. And you see a lot of time when Hook wrestles, like, he needs a performance center. Do you know what I mean? He needs to do something like that. And I do, for whatever it's worth, I do actually think he would suit NXT, to be honest. But
I agree.
It depends what he wants to do, bro.
Call a catch crew.
Christ.
Yeah.
That is exactly where they would put him as well.
Honestly, he probably would fit just for the fact that male division NXT is not very good. That's probably mostly what it is.
In terms of the male, I said this to Ibu when he was talking about they should sign Dijak. I was like, bro, when it comes to the NXT's men's division, it's like they have talent. Like, there is talents there. It's just that Sean's just like insane. It's like, so it's just, But yeah, okay. Roddy, Hook, Romeo Beckham. All right, next up, this is when Charlie and Marcus can absolutely get in their bag. AEW Tag Team Championships. The Young Bucks successfully defend their AEW World Titles against Will Ospreay, Cole Fletcher, formerly known as the United Empire. Yeah, man. No, like we've already kind of touched on, because the super chats and stuff have just kind of naturally led us there. But like, this was like a real Bucks match, man. Like, proper fast pace, string together offense. Rick Knox was a terrible, basically non-existent referee. Like, it was, if you're into that thing, you really enjoyed it, and it was very much as I'm sure my two co-hosts will get into, like, the Bucks are back. How can you call them washed? Never doubt our goats, etc., etc. It was one of those.
Never.
If you're one of those people who are just, you're going into it and you're not really big on the Bucks because things that they do, like, they've got quirks that like annoy you or whatever, then like they did all of everything about the Bucks that they can possibly do in like 2024 that makes them the Bucks, they kind of did in this match, So if you like the Bucks, you loved it. If you was critical of the Bucks, you probably hated it. It's just one of those things. And yeah, exactly, Marcus, because the crowd was loving it. The crowd was super hot for it.
They were so locked in.
They bit on so much.
Locked in.
They were locked in. And it was in terms of like I said, the live audience absolutely loved it, and it was a great time, man. It was a great time. The hottest match of the show, I'd say.
Oh yeah, absolutely
easy.
But yeah, there was unfortunately they did like the whole Don Callis fucking screwdriver thing at the finish.
Screwdriver lore. There was so much lore in this match. It was crazy.
The screwdriver lore did.
In this match.
The screwdriver lord did annoy me a little, but just quickly touch on the finish. You know, they were on the outside, and Cole's like selling in front of the commentary desk, and Don Callis gets up from the commentary desk and like slips Cole screwdriver, and Kyle gets in the ring and goes to use the screwdriver, and Will Ospreay stops him at the last moment, and he's like distracted. And he gives the screwdriver to the referee, and as he's giving the screwdriver to the referee, the Bucks get a belt into the situation. I think nail him with the belt, then the referee's distracted again somehow, but he wasn't really distracted. He was right in front of it, which was brutal. But and there's a belt that gets slipped on the outside, and someone gets pushed into the ropes. Was it Fletch? Was it Fletch that gets hit with it? Yeah, it was Cole. I was going to say I doubt the pin will, but yeah, Cole gets nailed with the belt, and yeah, that eventually leads to the finish. That wasn't the exact finish, but it leads to it because of the
kicked out
the EVP trigger.
They so he hit the EVP trigger. 1, 2, 3. Yeah.
So and still, figuratively and literally, you know, people were doubting the book, you know, but they can still do their thing, man. Given the right opportunity, the right opponents on the right stage, they can absolutely still do their thing, as they proved last night. So. Great to see, wasn't it, Charlie?
Yeah, it was great. I had so much fun. This felt like old school Dynamite tag match type shit. Like, and there was like, when I say there was lore, we had the United Empire green gear back, which was kind of fucking crazy to see. Like, they've been wearing red for so long now. I saw the green, I was just like, what the fuck is going on? And then the Bucks had new gear, which was like it wasn't a throwback in terms of style of gear, but it was like references to some of their old gears. So that I was immediately like, oh shit. Like, yes. They're like, something's going down. I was kind of convinced that something was going to happen in this match. I thought the turn was going to happen here, but it didn't. So, you know. But we had Matt Jackson backlaw because he was selling his back for the 17th year running. He's probably genuinely just banged up at this point, but he's been selling that since fucking 2014. So, and the Bucks were just locked in. Nick Jackson's still the greatest hot tag in the business because he's been the greatest hot tag in the business forever now, and he proved it again last night. Carl Fletcher looked fucking amazing here as well. Like, I feel like I say that every Carl Fletcher match now, but he's been so locked in, and he's really just clicked in the ring. And I guess when you're wrestling like tagging with Ospreay and wrestling the Bucks, like, it's easy enough to say that someone looked great against them, but no, he really stood out here. Ospreay's Ospreay. I ain't got to say shit about him, to be honest. Like, you know what you're getting in an Ospreay match, no matter what type of match it is. Like, the Bucks are still adding new moves to their offense, which is crazy at this point in their careers because they can just hit all the hits and people will be happy.
Hold on, Charlie. They said they ain't give a shit. If you don't give a shit, you ain't gonna
the people said that the Bucks don't care and that they don't want to wrestle no more. It's fucking crazy. But now they're adding new shit to their bag, and I don't know. Like, I'm like talking around the match and not about the actual match, but it's just a really good match, and it's like probably my favorite TV match of the year, or like up there at least. There's a couple of good ones that I'm forgetting, and recency bias and all that, but yeah, I fucking love this match. The Bucks are great.
How unprofessional of me. What wasn't your good? There we go.
Oh shit!
I was saying they had to bump up on nothing.
Oh shit! We've not had nothing.
What's going on? This is bad, man.
No surprises. No surprises to anyone. Charlie loved this match.
I know. Ross
and
there
was a lot for her to like as well. Marcus, I'm sure you're feeling a similar way. Talk to me.
You know what y'all need to do to Matt and Nick Jackson, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, Matthew and Nicholas Massey, Max and Jeremy Cook. Y'all need to apologize to my executive vice presidents of All Elite Wrestling. They had them working boots tied all the way up. Man, everybody was locked in from the entrances on. Ospreay got a giant pop when Elevated came on, bro. They looked great. They came out with the green. Fun fact, that gear annoys me by Ospreay because he probably wore it for like a year straight in New Japan. So like mentally, I'm like, oh shit, I'm locked in. But goddamn, that charcoal was annoying me for a minute. But anyway, they got the crowns up. They got the United Empire Tron. Mark Davis is sitting somewhere at home proud. Hopefully, comes back. Yada yada. But this match is fucking amazing. It was 100 miles a minute. Like that sequence where you got a Poison Rana counter, a Canadian Destroyer, a Bulldog. Like,
Hidden Blade.
Bro,
there was so much.
Like, there was so much happening, but it all made sense. Everyone just looked like fucking superheroes. And Kyle was moving like 1,000 miles an hour. Like the kicks in the corner, which is great. He hit the brain buster on the damn turnbuckle.
Yep, he hit the turnbuckle brain buster.
Like, I'm surprised they even took that. I was like, oh yeah, we here. And then Ospreay counters the TK driver into a damn Oz cutter. Oh, that was my favorite.
That was real.
And then they hit their own TK driver, the original Meltzer driver where he does the flip with it. They hit a Coriolis. I think they're gonna fucking win on both those spots. I genuinely did.
I bit on those. I really felt that. I'm not laughing at you. I was laughing at the super chat we just got.
I can't read. Is this?
Yeah, no, they got me on the super chat. No, on the super chat.
Is this
Bro, is this crazy law?
Is this Twitter law from our friend?
Oh my god,
Jonah.
Takeshita fan. Oh my god, this is incredible.
Jonah did a tweet. If you didn't know, and you kind of lost by what we're popping at. Jonah did a tweet, and he's at his Takeshita fan, and his profile picture is of Takeshita. And there was some big viral tweet the other day, and it was something like, Hitler's old speeches are being translated and uploaded to TikTok, and they're going viral. They're getting a bunch of views and stuff. And Jonah's, like I said, German. He quote tweeted it and was like, so something along the lines of like, have German people not learned from, like, as a German, have our people like not learned from the past on this or something like that? And obviously, like, it somehow got into all those like fucking dumb like right wing circles, and people were like quotes in it like you don't look German, and like putting the picture of Takeshita thinking that it was him, and it was just like this whole thing, like it really blew up, like. And like Tristan Tate like was like replying to it and shit, so yeah, just a bunch of fucking idiots thinking like that the person in the picture was actually him, and it's actually Takeshita. Like, he got community noted and everything, so yeah, deep cut law. Appreciate the $5, Takeshita. German Takeshita.
This is crazy.
That's really popped me.
That's crazy, Lord.
Match 184, 199. I don't care. Bryan should beat Mox. Drop the title to Omega. Bro, we don't know when Omega's back, man. You can't. But that is, I respect your fantasy,
I get it. I get it.
I wholeheartedly understand. I'd probably do it myself personally. But can't pull the cart before the horse, we can't tell.
Shows on Spurs, $10. I think Hook should enter the clergy, and then we will never have to see him again.
Church.
Unless, of course, he joins one of your churches, in which case my deepest sympathies.
Brother, I am Muslim. I ain't got no church, brother. He will not be in the mob of my place.
Do not understand.
You know what the clergy is?
Mm-mm.
Like being like a priest, a preacher, like that type of thing.
Yeah, man.
I never went to church. No.
I went to a Catholic primary school, or whatever that's worth. So, and I was never Catholic. So, like, when I'm not Christian, even though I went to a Catholic primary school. So, like, when everyone was having the Holy Communion, I had to just kind of like sit there like a fucking. There was like me and someone else, and we were like, our like year group, we was the only like non-Catholics at this Catholic primary school. But
oh my god,
No,
I was only Christian, so I could be a godmother.
Hey man, all I know is them waivers they be using for communion do be good. I will say that.
God bless.
They do be good. Sure. Dipping in that wine. By Christ, bread in heaven. Thank you for the food.
It's not a religious podcast, though. It's just wrestling.
Wrestling.
Young Bucks are great. Cal and Ospreay great. Probably the best tag team in Aussie in United Empire. I'm just gonna say it now. With apologies to Mark Davis, my namesake, Big Dunkzilla. I fought with you, but it is what it is, my man. As for the finish, Ospreay is like, if y'all ever watched this commercial that aired in America about sportsmanship, where this kid just tells the ref, I touched the ball before and went out, when he clearly didn't touch the ball before and went out. Fun fact. That's literally Ospreay with the screwdriver going to the ref. It's like, you put it in the ring, ref. Cal's brought it in. And of course, they lose, and Cal's probably internally pissed that he cost him a championship.
Yeah, as soon as Callis handed him the fucking screwdriver, it was like, okay, they're losing.
Yeah,
yeah.
Hey, bro. I would not be shocked in any way at all if Fletcher ended up beating him for the international championship. I generally wouldn't be shocked at this point.
No, it wouldn't surprise me either.
They do need to do something with him. Like we said when I when I was waffling on earlier about like elevating him. So it's like Cole Fletcher is dangerously getting close to that point where it's like, okay, we get it. He can work. He's a great worker, and he's someone that you're gonna just put in there to lose against top names. But like, come on, So we'll see. Hopefully, he has a big 2024 because I think it'll probably be due.
I think he's going to be in the Continental Classic, and that'll be his jumping off point.
That could be a very good one. That could be a very good one for him, especially like you said, he's working with all these great people at the moment and stuff, but it's like he's not getting carried. He's not getting carried. Like obviously everyone views, I don't know, everyone reviews and Brayton picks apart matches differently, but I think it's quite easy to tell when someone's getting carried and when someone is actually hanging. And Cole Fletcher can hang. He has been hanging with some of the best in the business recently, so he's doing his thing.
It's sink or swim. It's sink or swim in this business. He's doing backstrokes in the ring, bro. That's just what
especially
it is.
In AEW, bro. Especially in AEW, sink or swim, bro. If you have a couple matches and people are expecting you to have say if you got a rep as a work rate goal or something, bro, Ricochet, for example, good example. He has to, I'm sure he will because he's so talented and he's so good. You know what I mean? But say he goes out there and stinks it up with Ospreay next week, the clock will be ticking. The clock will be ticking on how heavily featured and stuff he will be, because in AEW, bro, if you can't have the great matches, it's tough. It's tough to get yourself going or get over or anything. All right, so after the Bucks did their thing with Ospreay and Fletch, Conglomeration, we got kind of our weekly Conglomeration promo. It's always a nice time,
always wonderful.
I ain't really got anything to add, to be honest.
They have new merch and Willow's on the merch, and that made me really happy.
And Rocky joined.
And Rocky's in the Conglomeration now.
Yeah, man. It's just good. That's just one of the good vibes crew, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just a good vibes crew backstage. Ishii, come on, Willow,
hologram be chilling with them
them two with hologram.
Every fun little babyface just stopped in the Conglomeration at least once.
It's just come on in, bro.
Come hang.
Yeah. They seem like nice guys and gals,
I would like to.
So yeah, they did their thing because they always do. I don't even know what they were trying to promote, to be honest. Did they promote a match?
Collision. Collision match.
They did. Yeah.
Yeah, Mark was talking about he was wearing Dem Boys merch because of them being 5 miles away from where the last Briscoe's match happened, which was a really nice thing. I'm glad they brought that up, actually.
I can almost cry when you said that. I can't hold you.
I was like, oh shoot, damn. It kind of hits when he just talks about it. So offhand sometimes, obviously, he's going to bring it up sometimes, but it kind of catches me off guard.
It's he sounds very much like a man that's very much at peace when he talks about Jay.
He always has, bro. That's what's been so genuinely amazing about him, and like genuinely like, quite astonishing. It's just like in terms of like in public, in front of the public, and when he's had the opportunities to talk to the public, whether it's in kayfabe or not, like he's always come across like so strong, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's like he's not choking up when he brings up Jay or the Briscoes or anything. Like he brings it up like he wants to remind people of like the great things that they achieved, the greatest dead or alive. You know what I mean? All these things. So, like you said, sometimes he just bring it up and it can feel like almost like it comes out too naturally. You know.
Yeah.
You're like, oh man, you know, but he's one of my favorite wrestlers to ever live. So I don't even know what to say at this point, you know.
You gonna start the agenda for the Continental Classic again like last year?
Yes. Sign my name at the top of that petition.
Oh well, that was one of my only actual good bits, and it wasn't even a bit.
No, it's not a bit. I genuinely wanted him to do really well.
Exactly, Mark Briscoe getting all the good
win
things
the
in
Continental Classic. You know,
yes,
wins his one match against Jay Lethal. Good match though. That was. He has really good matches with Jay Lethal.
He does. It's about the only opponent I like watching Jay Lethal against these days.
Bro, that match on the, I guess you would call it like the Jay Briscoe Memorial Show. Like, like just after is like one of the most. I think it's one of my personal favorite / special AEW matches ever. Mark is phenomenal in that match. Anyway, I could talk about Mark for another hour, easy. But anyway, moving on. Big moment. Prince Nana live segment. He's with Tony Schiavone. Says we're going to get an update about Swerve and all that sort of stuff from Prince Nana. So he comes out on the stage and he's talking to Schiavone for a bit, and it's kind of like pretty much run-of-the-mill stuff. But he does say that Swerve Strickland is not cleared as of right now. So that's the way they're going with whatever story that they're telling here with Nana and MVP. But anyway, so Swerve's not cleared. And eventually it gets to the point where MVP interrupts. You hear his voice first. And you're like, oh, shit. Here he is, you know, and then you see him come out of the tunnel, and he's like, I'm M to the V to the P, and he's like giving it all that one, like, pop me huge. And basically, he just goes into this promo where he just fucking cooks Prince Nana, bro. He just says, like, yo, bro. After you, basically, he says, like, after what Hangman did to Swerve's like childhood home, like, he should be in ICU. I can't remember if he said like
goddamn ICU.
Yeah, he was like Bryan Danielson. You know, he beat him for his championship, and he's walking around smiling like he should be dealt with, and all these things. And he was like, basically, Nana, you're a failure. You need to stop all your shucking and jiving, all your dancing, and all your bullshit. And basically, you need Swerve deserves a manager that's gonna fucking lock in. Basically, was the gist of his message. And he was like, if Swerve's ever ready to do real business, then give him a card. And he gave Prince Nana his card, and Prince Nana was just kind of like demoralized.
I felt so bad for Prince Nana there, but they accomplished everything that was supposed to with that. So
100%. It's funny. I tweeted like MVP's right, by the way, because one of my like hot takes that I haven't really unleashed is kind of like Prince Nana thing. It's like I like him as a manager and stuff, but I do think like in the mode that Swerve's been in like the past few months, like his world champion mode sort of thing, and it's like he'll come out and he'll have like he's sick, like he'll have like a sick coat on or whatever, and like he's a world champ, and he comes out and he's got his like slow methodical walk, and he's like, and like Prince Nana just kind of like kills the vibe a little bit when he just fucking does his dancing and stuff. It's like
all right. You gotta treat him like he Alex Abrahantes, bro. We're not gonna do that. We're just not gonna.
No. We ain't got to that point yet because Nana's actually over and people pop for it. Do you know what I mean? But I do just think there is just like a little bit of a clash of vibe, you know. But
see, I never once felt that like because the thing about being a manager that's really difficult for a lot of people is doing your thing while not taking away from the guy in the ring. And I've never once felt Nana's ever gotten to that level at any point or even close.
No, I don't think he's got there yet. I don't think he's got there yet.
I don't think he will. Like, he's been a great addition. Like he's great. I'm not gonna pit two black men against each other. I'm just not gonna do that. Montel. Anyway, I fucking love this segment. I fucking love MVP. And anybody who really questioned whether MVP was gonna be an asset to AEW or not, Shut the fuck up. Listen to that promo. It took less than 2 minutes, less than 120 seconds for him to get his shit off and tell you, yes, he's probably already a top 3 promo in this entire company on night 1.
Yeah, probably.
And he brought the cane out. He don't even need to walk with the damn canes because he got fucking stem cells, but it just looks so hard. This shit adds hella aura. He gonna beat somebody's ass with that damn thing by the end of the year. I guarantee you that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I guarantee you. And he did bring up good points. It's like, damn, I think I burned your man house down and he's still walking the streets. A man beat your man for the title and he's still walking the streets. But he did also such a fantastic job of putting Swerve over as the biggest star in the entire company. It's like, yes, that was maybe the greatest title reign the company's ever seen. He beat all these names. He headlined this show in front of 60,000 people. He did all that. Like, he is the most dangerous man in the company. And establishing a guy, not one who wants to work with the biggest star in the company, gives this so much levity. It gives him so much credibility. Gives everyone involved credibility. This is just a wonderful pro wrestling segment. I enjoyed every single minute of it.
Yeah, he said it's like top 3 promo on day 1, like, and it took him literally like 100 seconds, if that, you know. It's like there's just levels, bro. Like, MVP is that good. Like, I think sometimes we kind of get carried away. Like, someone like might have a few good like moments or matches or something, and we automatically like label them like good work or good promo or something. But it's just like MVP's levels, bro. Like, there's real levels. Like, Marcus is right, but like, he probably is a top 3 promo on day 1, and he's that good. Phenomenal.
I'll give you an anecdote. Like, the very first show I ever went to as a wrestling fan was a house show in like 2006. MVP was there. He got to cut a promo. He was by far the most over man in the entire building by a long shot. Like, it wasn't even close. And this building had Batista in there wrestling a steel cage match. He had all the top stars in the entire company that was on SmackDown at that time. And MVP was the most over man in that building, and it wasn't close. And he still got the game all out.
He's great. Charlie, what did you make of the introduction of MVP to All Elite Wrestling and the way that he went after Nana?
I think that they absolutely knocked it out of the park. Like it made sense what he was saying. He came in and he wasn't just like shooting off like and talking shit or whatever. Like, he was making like very valid points that make sense as a viewer. And I really do like how he like completely put Swerve over. And we were talking. Who was I talking to? I might have been talking to Lyric about it on an episode that we did. But we had been saying like Swerve is like so like over at this point. We don't know how you elevate him even more. And this has done it in like a 2-minute promo that immediately elevates Swerve even more, which is really fucking cool. But like, the crowd was like, just, they kept reacting to MVP. Like, when he first walked out, they were still doing like the oh my god like sort of reaction when he first started talking, which was fucking sick. But no, I think it's going to be great. I really really like this segment. I think the MVP played his part perfectly.
Yeah, and like you said, everything he was saying and where he was coming from made sense. And I guess kind of that's where I was coming from when I say about like the clash of vibe and like, you know, Swerve's a super locked in top guy, world champion level guy, and like Nana's still doing his dances and stuff. It's like, even though I don't think like I would stop him from managing or anything like that, it's just like in kayfabe, it makes complete sense for someone like MVP to be like, why are you with this fucking shucking and jiving dancing clown? Do you know what I mean? When you
basically call him a cool on TV, that was crazy.
Bro, basically.
Call him a cool, bro.
I love I'm really excited for them bringing kind of like that like energy to like AEW. Like, that just like raw like fucking niggatry, bro. You know what I mean?
Straight real niggas on TV, bro. They gonna beat niggas ass on TV. I put like Chris said this last night, and I wholeheartedly agree. I am putting like a couple bands on MVP saying nigga on Dynamite by the end of the year. It's gonna happen. He's gonna do it, and I will be there.
I'll be there no matter what, bro. That will get clipped, so that will get clipped to like oblivion, and it will be like unfunny within like 3 days. But We will be there.
TBS, do not censor it.
Oh yeah, we ain't got to worry on fight.
Must be nice.
All right,
by the way, no more Bleacher Report.
No more Bleacher Report, no?
No, yeah, bro. That's obviously more one for you, Marcus. But yeah, from what I hear from the rest of my US friends, that's a good thing because isn't Bleacher Report like terrible?
It sucks. It buffers a bunch, especially when you try to start the pay-per-view because everybody's coming in all at once. Like it slows down, it pauses, like the visuals aren't great. It's just not a good service. BR Live was a lot better at it, but when they just added the Bleacher Report proper and it was just straight on the website, it was so fucking bad.
Yeah, but yeah, they're moving to the Triller app, I think. Apparently, I thought this was cool. Obviously, it don't apply to me over here in the UK, but I thought one of the cool things that they do is like all your old purchases can be restored on the Triller app or whatever it is that you move to. So I thought that was a nice, but obviously soon it's all going to be on fucking HBO Max anyway. So
yeah,
I mean, $50 a pop, I would love to. Like, I'd hope you'd be able to restore the pay-per-views.
Right,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
$50.
But yeah, man. All those old pay-per-views will probably be on Max very, very soon. What they'll do, the live pay-per-views, hopefully they don't do the ESPN UFC model. That's the thing that I think if you're an AEW fan, you should be worrying about. An AEW fan in the US.
That would be nice. I'm like certain they don't, but like if they did, that would be absolute suicide.
I think that's probably the delay. Like that's been a bit of the delay of like, okay, it's on Max. It's like, are we going? What kind of like what sort of paywall are we going to do? Are we just going to put the pay-per-views on Max as they're happening? Like Peacock and WWE, or are we going to do the UFC route where it's like, okay, you're on pay for Max, but you've also got to pay for the pay-per-view,
Like imagine you're paying like $15 for like subscription with no ads, and then you pay $50 on top for a one-shot deal with the pay-per-view. For that month, you're spending like $60+.
Yeah, it's
how much is a Peacock without ads?
I want to say like
$5.
Yeah, about $5. It's not that much. Like Peacock.
I was gonna say because of Triller, it's like $6.99 a month for AEW Plus, and then like £20 for like the pay-per-views. So you should just do that. No.
Yeah, but like it depends on the thing is the it's not up to Tony, It's just like as soon as he signs that deal, it's just like what do Warner Brothers Discovery / Max want to do with it, and obviously they're trying to save and make money, and they could end up doing something pretty stupid with it, like doing the UFC model. I don't think they're in the position where they could pull that off,
No.
Yeah, so hopefully it's just like the Peacock model that they do with WWE, I think that would be the best for all fans. And obviously, I think I've said this for the longest, bro. I've said this for years at this point. I think it's absolutely fucking insane that like Marcus, as a US fan, can't watch like the backlog of AEW. Like legally.
There's just so many things I want to watch, and I just can't do it. I have to go on like some site.
It's insane to me. Absolutely insane. Like the way me and Charlie can just pull up the Fight app and watch literally any fucking Dynamite that has ever aired. So,
bro, some of the old pay-per-views are on there for free at this point. Like, I'm pretty sure Revolution 2021's on there for free now.
So yeah, it probably will be the Peacock model, but I don't, it probably has been decided at this point because I'm sure the announcement's going to come could come next week, bro. It could come at the 5th anniversary. Very, very good chance that it does, to be honest. So,
like 99% certain it is, and I'm 99% certain it will be the Peacock model. It's just very funny to think that they probably might not do that, but I'm certain they'll go Peacock with it.
All right, and that's the sorting. $2. Let's run back MVP and Jericho and see what happens.
And it's shoot this time. Loser leaves. It ain't gonna be MVP.
Right. MVP is like a second-degree black belt in jiu-jitsu, bro.
MVP is a second-degree black belt, and he a real hitter, bro. This man was out here doing real time. in the Florida State Penitentiary, bro. He was doing real time. Like that man is scared of you. You can do all you want, but he will shoot fuck you up. Don't play about MVP.
Oh yeah, Uncle fuck you up, bro. Don't play with him.
Bro.
Darren Walker, £2. Like to see MVP manager Fiend next year. That'd be cool.
Gas, actually. That'd be gas. I'm with that.
That'd be real beast.
I love how all the black managers in AEW are like so different and add so many different aspects to TV. Like Stokely's great. He could be serious in the pinch, but he's also like really funny. Prince Nana does a lot with Swerve. He adds some levity to like some of the serious shit that he does. And then MVP's just straight up real nigga. He would just fuck everybody up on sight. Hey man, shout out Late Night Green too, by the way, for this. He really just might be their best wrestler on some true shit. He just might be.
He's the baddest man in the locker room. He's
Yo, could you imagine if they do something backstage?
He's the pound for pound number one. You okay, Charlie?
Could you imagine him and Bobby just being backstage, like being the enforcers for the locker room?
Bro, me too. Wrestling's too non-toxic now. You know, it's like everyone used to talk about like, like who's the baddest man in the locker room and stuff. And for the longest time, like that conversation was dead in WWE because of Brock Lesnar. Do you know what I mean? It's like you can't really be like, oh well, it's like Brock is legit like a fucking 300-pound former UFC champion. So it's just like, it kind of kills the convo. It's not back in the day where it's like, I don't know, man, Undertaker could take fucking Kane. It's like it's not the same. But yo, MVP. I reckon he's ranking high on those pound for pound rankings in the AEW locker room.
Pretty damn high. I don't know. He'll be up there too.
He's got them stem cell knees as well now, Marcus.
And he still got the cane, so he'll still bet you with that shit too, if need be.
You could step to it. You could step to MVP in AEW.
Jericho, but would try it because he's he's an idiot. But he's getting his ass whooped on everything I love. Kenny healthy probably. He got some hands with him.
Man. But yeah,
it's fucking wrestling. That is fight for real. What the fuck are we talking about?
This is that real shit, But yeah, Late Night Green MVP is AEW's best wrestler. I'm afraid you might be right. He's a talented martial artist, All right. Next on Dynamite, we had Jack Perry driving to Arthur Ashe. It's taking him a while. But he's getting there.
Drove all the way across the country. He's doing his thing, doing big scapegoat activities.
Hey man, he's got his open challenge on Saturday. Obviously, they filmed it, so I'm sure people know who he is. We won't spoil it here because there's not really any point in doing that. But yeah, Jack Perry, they're doing more of those it's like fucking Batman, like the way that they shoot.
It's so cinematic. He's just driving the bus and just on the highway, go through the Brooklyn Bridge, all that shit. It's kind of beast actually, but it's just so funny at the same time.
Oh, the bus shot was really funny. I really enjoyed that. So silly.
Driving through the streets of Gotham. He's But yeah, man, Jack Perry's got another defense lined up. And next we've got the AEW Women's Title match. Yuka Sakazaki challenging Mariah May. This was
interesting.
A letdown. And I don't actually think. Yeah, I don't even think it was on the performance. To be honest, it's like they did I don't know, a 3-week build. They actually tried to give this a storyline and some build, and there was the whole Mina factor and blah blah blah. They did all that. There was an effort into it. So I'm thinking they're gonna have an actual match, and this went 6 minutes, and it was just a nothing. And by the time it ended, it was is that it? And like I said, it was. I'm sure you can obviously tell that this had time cut from it. You could tell by the way it was such a nothing of the match, but not a bad performance from either one. You could tell that that isn't the match that they were gonna do. Do you know what I mean? So I wouldn't put it, even though I've been somewhat critical of Mariah May in recent weeks and what she's done since winning the belt, I won't really put anything on her or Yuka here.
I'll throw it past this.
Yeah,
I'll throw it past. You know, I'm not the biggest fan of what she's done as champion in any real way, and the wrestling's kind of declined a little bit too. But the thing with Mariah, you always think with her was always potential and that she could be something in like a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
But that they actually invested and actually tried, giving her a shot with her, which is cool. I like that. Let's just put pelts in the middle with this whole Tony Mina lore, because that's kind of what this whole thing is banking on. It just looks even worse when they're not there. You know what I mean? So she's kind of like trying to do it herself instead of Tony leading the way. But again, like, I'll give it a pass. This was very clearly covered. It kind of was what it was. Yuka's still very good. I love Yuka a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more on TV. Throw us in the trash.
Yeah, the match was a bit of a write-off. I don't really have much to say.
It just kind of just got let down. It's what I said earlier. Like, we'll come back to what we was talking about, because it's just, I just felt they got let down in the sense of like, how can you like do a multi-week build just to give a world title match 6 minutes and do some rushed 1 minute angle after? Like, that's what are we doing, And it's like, this is on a show where we had Roddy and Hook go however long that match went.
Yeah.
It's like, we didn't need that at all, But this is the women's world title that you've invested in doing like a multi-week storyline with. It's a new champion that you really should be investing in, like solidifying as like top of the card, And in the end, we get this rushed, disjointed 6 minute match, and then like this kind of this shitty angle, because it was like almost like rushed the way they did it, where like Mariah May gets the win, and then what is it that happened? Mariah May gets the win, and then
Willow comes out.
She goes to attack Yuka again, I think, and then Willow comes out to make the save, and then Mina's music plays, and that distracts Willow, and Mariah hits Willow with the belt, and Mina's playing it off all as like, she's like confused, but she obviously won't go like directly against Mariah, so she's kind of like playing like this conflicted face pulling, and do you know what I mean? She's pulling these faces like, what's going on? And obviously, if you think about the promo that she cut like last week or the week before, she's like, Mariah, I love you and everything, but I don't know what's got into you. I don't know if I can support this, blah blah blah. So like, that's the story that they're trying to tell there, but it's just like,
and the story, and the promo like that afterwards after the show, Mariah was like, "Why are you gotta go back to Japan Saturday?" She's tagging with Tony on Saturday at Stardom.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, nothing." So that's what that is. I will say the funniest part about that entire thing was the Stardom logo next to Yuka. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
But yeah, this was, as a match, it was a shame. I just think that well, whoever's putting the show together, timing it out and stuff, just kind of let the women down a bit. Yeah, to be honest. So hopefully it can be rectified. Well, it's not even something that needs being like rectified. It's not like Mariah's been buried. Do you know what I mean? It's not like Yuka's been buried. Like, it's just, do better, basically.
Yeah, just don't let it happen again, type shit.
Ryan Sully, this run with Mariah May as AEW Women's Champion since winning at All In, ... What happened? Interested faces. By the way, Cowboys are trailing 3-0 to the Giants first quarter. Cheers, Wrestle Purist.
Let's go. Well, to answer the first question, it's kind of simple, honestly. She's young and inexperienced on TV. Now she's the world champion, and she had an entire storyline for a whole year around Tony Storm, and there's no Tony Storm. And now the Mina part of the story is about to pick up, which is cool. But Mina doesn't work here. So you kind of have to figure out how to do this without either one of them, and she has to take the lead. Only thing I will say I am actually disappointed about is that her wrestling has actually kind of suffered a little bit since. Like, I haven't really loved any of her matches.
It's just not. I think all three of us at some point like brought up the point going into All In. It's like, okay, this story's been great, and they've got Mariah over to the point where you can see her as a world champion, and Tony's been phenomenal, and she's had a great reign, and this has been a huge hit. It's one of the hottest stories that they've done all year, etc., etc., etc. But when Mariah wins that belt, like we all knew she was going to at Wembley, then what? And so far, the then what has not been great. So, like, it's very much AEW is one of my criticisms of AEW in more so like the past I don't know since like 2022 times. It's like they're just not great at following up on things, man. When they've got lightning in a bottle, they're just they'll drive you mad if you're too invested. I think.
It's like when Mariah's follow up is like dependent on so many outside factors too, where it's like let's kind of try to. I know where it's going. It's pretty obvious where this is gonna go. It's just the in between. You have to figure out who the hell is Mariah May. And on top of that, it's not that great when you look around and you see people like Chris Statler and Willow Nightingale that don't have this world title and aren't in the scene until Willow was in the segment last night after the match. It's like, damn, they're young too when they're about 100 times better than you right now, more experienced at television. So it's just kind of weird, and you have to balance that on top of trying to keep the pedal with Mariah. So it is what it is.
It's not easy, but
There's a way.
I don't know. Maybe this should have been a little bit better prep. I don't know, man. It's just
they should have been.
I'm sure she'll find. I'm sure they'll piece something together. Maybe I'm being a bit naive because I say that and I don't even believe what I'm saying. But I'm sure they'll figure it out.
Having Grand Slam 2 weeks before Wrestle Dream does make me wonder what they're going to do. Like for some of these titles, especially the women's belts, what they're going to do on that pay-per-view. Because Mercedes has no build going right now. It's like, are they gonna run Mariah versus Yuka again? Are they gonna run a Willows match like off of the back of 2 weeks? Like, it's weird timing, and I'm not happy about it with the women's division.
Started on the usage of the CEO.
All right. Let's not get in free territory.
Nah, bro, I love the CEO. I said the usage of the CEO. I love Mercedes, bro. I think she's amazing. But like, oh man, I just this is not how I would have used her in my first 6 months with arguably the greatest women's.
What's that?
Injured?
Where the fuck is she? Like legit injured?
She's not. Oh, I don't think she hasn't got like some. As far as I'm aware, which isn't that much. I know that she's not cleared. We spoke about this on Monday.
Yes.
I know she's not cleared, but I don't think she's got like a like a long-term injury or anything like that. She's just not cleared right now. I'm not sure what it was though.
Not even doing like a pre-tape is crazy though.
They did like one after like all out knows about it.
They did like a recap of the match, but they like surely you can do a pre-tape. Like there's no way she's like that injured. I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I fucking know. I can't do another year without Stat. I'll cry. I missed her so bad when she was out.
So yes, that's not cleared at the moment, but hopefully she will be soon. Wishing the best to her. We love Stat, as you can tell. And main event time. John Moxley versus Darby Allen for the #1 contendership for Bryan Danielson's AEW World Title for the match taking place at Wrestle Dream. And yeah, man, a lot of questions going into this, especially of us fucking geeks wondering, like, what's Moxley's approach gonna be? Like I hope he don't be MMA, Mox. And, you know what I mean? Like we're like worried and stuff going into it. And yeah, he wasn't, bro. Like he very much cut out that like grapple fuck, like slow style that he was trying to like get going, not too long ago. This was a lot more like straightforward, vicious, as I said earlier, like evil, and even just to like, reiterate earlier, it's like he really like channeled that mode that he's shown glimpses of a few years ago, like when he fucking killed 10 and had him bleeding everywhere and ripped his mask open and stuff. Like we kind of got like that evil, vicious vibe from Mox, and I thought he was great, man. Like, and Darby's Darby, bro. He's just fucking crazy kid, man. Crazy kid. You can't even just like even like that term. I've tweeted it on the recipe account earlier. Like the one turnbuckle one that he took, and it wasn't even like a top 5 bump of that match that he took. But it's just like Max launches him into the turnbuckle, and like he spins into it like a fucking Beyblade and just wraps around the post and goes to the outside.
That reminded me so much of the first Cody match where everyone talks about the coffin drop bump on the apron, where he literally threw himself straight into the turnbuckle to the outside, back first was like, holy shit, what is wrong with you, Darby? You did the same thing last night.
Yeah, and there was a lot of this. Like a lot of bombs, bro. Like he took that thing when Mox gets you into the suplex position and like throws you. And like he threw him into the steps. That was just after he took like a crazy
like
bump, missing a dive. Yeah.
Exposed
that dive.
He was bleeding within the first 2 minutes of the match. Like, some Mox fucking kicked the rope into his jaw.
Even his own offense, he did that thing where, like, you know, he sits Mox on the chair on the outside and he does the jump from the turnbuckle and does the drop kick. It's like, bro, that must suck to like fucking do that. You know?
Like the fucking suicide dive he did as well. We like crashed straight into the back. Bro, I don't know how he walks.
Like, that bump he took into the corner where Mox did a shotgun drop kick, which was a very good shotgun drop kick, by the way. Like, yeah, Darby lost himself like back first into the corner. I was like, oh my god.
So, yeah, Mox was evil. Darby was Darby.
It was great.
I love how Mox as well. Like, he does that thing, like, you know, because he's all MMA now, and you know, he don't just throw elbows. Like, he gets into like a stance.
It's so funny. He got a whole setup going on and shit. He's
so that pops me. Mox has loads of cool little quirks that he did in this match. I love this stuff. Even like the little bits of offense that Darby was getting in, it was just like you could get behind it because of just like the way he's so explosive and stuff with it, you know. And ultimately, it was, you know, Mox was too much for him. I did think in this match there was a little bit too much Marina in terms of like I think she like kicked and like punched and that Darby behind the rest back like 3 times in this match. A little much, you know.
A little too much Marina.
Yeah, Marina's good. Marina's good though in her role. Like, she's good. It's just that, you know, it's not like she did anything bad or wrong. So I just thought that they kind of went to that well one too many times.
Yeah. There needs to be a balance with her. Like, get her involved, sure, but like I don't need people selling for her constantly through every single match. Like, just let Mox kill people.
Especially if she's not gonna like do much in the actual women's division as well. Like, that doesn't make, like, if she's so dominant that she's like hit tossing and fucking peppering up the men's division with Mox, it would make sense for her to fucking try and win a title in her own division, you know. But yeah, she was involved in the finish as well. Kind of Darby puts Mox on the top, and he's gonna try like either like what is he gonna try, like a superplex or something? And he kind of gets a little bit distracted by Marina. And it just slows him down just that little bit. You can tell that's what they were going for. Just slows him down, that little bit of hesitation, allows Mox to like compose himself on the top rope. And as Darby goes to hit his move, Mox reverses it into an avalanche Death Rider. And people talk about Booker T and Triple H at Mania. It's like, Mox hit that finish, bro, and I swear to God, you can go back and check the tape. It took him nearly 10 seconds to make the cover, bro.
Oh my God.
At least in that case, it makes sense because he did a fucking Death Rider off the top rope, so he should be dead for 10 seconds, maybe more. But it was funny as hell to watch, dude.
Yeah, it was just, I'm with you, Marcus, 100%. Like, when you get hit with like a super finisher like that from the top rope and that, like, yeah, you should be out for a minute. Count to 100, you know what I mean? Like the commentators would say. But like, I don't know, man. It just made me laugh because it was just in that moment. It was just like, yo, he's taking fucking ages.
It's like, goddamn.
So yeah, I thought it was a great match. Though, great match. Mox looked genuinely better than I was actually like hoping, because like I had my worries going into it, as I said. Darby's just like, I think there's like a real case, especially if he does win the world title, like we all think he might at some point in like the next 6 months or so. You could argue it like he's like AEW's best wrestler ever. Like, fuck it. Like,
probably the best TV wrestler in the company's history.
Why not? Like,
he's so consistent. Like,
who's...
there's not many Darby matches I don't like.
Right. And even like, is there anyone in AEW that you'd be like, they are 100% clearly like greater than like Darby in terms of like their AEW run? You know,
it's a very small list.
Hangman maybe, but he's had his low moment. Like, do
but
you know
he's
what I mean?
been like so stop-start and like so
Mox,
wishy-washy in areas.
you know,
Kenny, but like
all
Kenny,
of them had
he's
all of their top. All the people in that conversation, I think, have all had their like wishy-washy moment. Like Darby has, Hangman has, Mox has. Plus, he was in rehab for a while and stuff as well, so he's missed time and shit. You know,
Kenny with the injuries.
Bryan's had a bunch of injuries. Kenny's had a bunch of injuries. It's like you couldn't. If any AEW fan picked any of those names that we just picked, I wouldn't really argue with any of them. But I think that's kind of like I think Darby's right in that conversation, man.
And he's like literally saved a lot of guys' runs. Like, I'm so serious. He saved Samoa Joe's AEW run. Like, it was looking a little spooky there for a minute. He had me thinking Ethan Page is gonna be a real player because they literally just ran back the feud they had in the ball. Like,
he's got the best Jay White singles match.
Yes. Still shocked he got hurt in that match with the way he wrestles.
I know. The fact that it took him that long to get like any sort of like sustainable injury is kind of crazy. And it felt like he came back from that after like 3 weeks. Like, he was barely gone.
He probably did.
He almost died in between that. He got hit by a fucking
bus. He got hit by a fucking bus in New York, and then he got hit by a John Moxley in New York. Just stop going to New York, Darby. I think that's the solution.
Just stay out the city.
But yeah, good match. Mox got the win, as we just said. He's a new number 1 contender. Marcus, what did you make of the match? So.
This was the perfect match for Jon Moxley in this role he's going to be in. And Darby was the perfect guy to have this first match with because they have history together. Darby is Mr. Get Right in this company. Because if you can't have a good match with him, or if you can't get across what you're trying to get across in the ring, get the fuck out of wrestling. Like, that's just what it is. Period. Point blank, cut and dry. Like, Darby wrestled like a fucking madman. He came across as the resilient babyface this company's going to need, with Moxley trying to paint the company in his own image. Like, the crowd chanting, "You can't kill him." Like, that was really encouraging. I love that so much.
I love that.
It's like he was wrestling a fucking bear in the ring. Like, Jon Moxley was a bear, like mauling. He was the bear in the Revenant, like trying to kill Darby. It was a good mix of the 10 stuff he was doing before he went to rehab. And what I love so much about it now is that with his character and where it's going, he just looked completely dead behind the eyes. Like, not in a unmotivated way, but more like this is just business. This is what I do.
It's like, this violence means nothing to me. I'm just trying to get where I'm trying to go type shit. Like,
yeah, I got goals. I'm numb to this. It is what it is, Darbs. I love you, but somebody got to die. And then Darby just getting kicked straight in the face. Like, he was bleeding all over the place from his mouth.
Oh, bro.
It was a grim visual.
It was crazy. He was fucking foaming at the mouth. He was foaming blood. When he got put in the bulldog choke.
Yep.
I'm still shocked he got out of that. And people went nuts when he got to the ropes. And then the Avalanche Death Rider. It was just like, yeah, Darby, you fought well, bro. But not well enough. And it ain't the first time he got hit with that move, too. The first match, that's what the finish was. Avalanche Death Rider, too. Fun callback. Great match.
So cool.
Great reintroduction in the ring to Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley, I owe you an apology so far, brother. You left the Bo staff at home. You left the Barnett-isms at home. You left the John Woo at home, minus the dropkick, which was actually
never doubted you. I've been locked in.
You left that Steven Seagal shit at home, bro.
I never once called you Kung Fu Moxley. I don't know who that was. That was my evil twin. I that wasn't me.
It was Ebro, man. Just playing back up man, like we all did.
Yeah.
Fuck you, Ebro.
It was all drove the narrative. Nah, this was sick though. Moxley's great. I did. I was super locked in for this. Darby, I say it every time Darby has like a match like this, but I genuinely don't understand how he does the things he does to his body and then gets up and wrestles again the next week. Like, he just, like, this year alone, not only has he been hit by a bus, not only did he just have that match with Mox, he threw himself off a ladder through a glass pane, like, in March. Like, it's not all that long ago. He's had a broken ankle. He got hung upside down for, like, 10 minutes in Vegas. Like, how is he still alive? Is my question. And on that alone, he has to be the greatest wrestler in AEW. Like, I don't think there's any argument. Because no one else is surviving all that shit. Like...
No, and this is what harms Liam to finally win that world championship, and I'm gonna be very, very happy.
No, absolutely. If you weren't convinced before, like that performance has got to be what convinces you that he can be a world champion. But yeah, I agree that there was a little bit too much Marina in this match, especially if she's not going to be doing anything in the women's division, which it makes sense. Like, I don't think she necessarily has to, but like, just back up a little bit, like, because otherwise people are going to ask too many questions. It's like,
it's a little too much. It's like, I don't need everyone selling for Marina Shafir. Like, I don't need Bryan Danielson selling for Marina, like, at all.
Absolutely not. No. He definitely should not be. But this match is fucking sick. I'm very excited to see Moxley wrestle Dragon because I think it's gonna be real gross. It's gonna be real grim, and I'm very excited. I'm locked in.
This is the most I've ever been for that because I've never loved any of the matches they've had together. I didn't love the Revolution one at all. I didn't really like the Grand Slam one that much at all. Yeah, Revolution 2022. That's when Regal debuted. That was their first match. Yeah, that was the one. And then the Grand Slam one, I was just pissed at the result mostly.
Oh yeah, no, I hated the result of that match.
Yeah, but here the dynamic is perfect.
I've liked all their matches to an extent, but they've never been anything close to what I wanted them to be. You know, so hopefully, obviously, this is going to be like pretty much the last chance for them to do that.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they nail it, and I think the mode that Mox is in, Bryan being the babyface, like the babyface heel dynamic between the two. I think there's a good chance.
It's actually correct this time. Instead of them just having basically a friendly the first match, the second match too. Here, Bryan's the resilient babyface on his last legs, more or less, and Moxie's just a fucking killer bear out there trying to just get where he wants to go and repaint the company. So it's a great dynamic. It's finally the correct dynamic. Not doing this. Is he a heel? Is he a face bullshit that they do a lot in the BCC last several years? This is the babyface. This is the heel. In Tacoma, Washington, let's fucking go.
Who do you have win?
Mox is definitely winning that.
Mox is gonna win. It's just,
but I don't want Bryan to not be champion again at the moment.
I'm sure I've got some bad news, Chuck.
No, I'm very aware. Like, we've spoken about this for months, but I'm really enjoying the title.
Listen, I hear you, Charlie. I want Bryan to just be AEW World Champion forever.
I love how this is the compromise of Bryan being world champion. It's like, yeah, I'll finally win it, but I won't have it for very long.
I'll have it for
I want a short reign, and I want to lose it to my pal. Like,
but after the match, I guess after Mox wins the match, how does it go now? It private party first. No, it's not. No, Bryan immediately. Yeah, it's Bryan immediately. Yeah, Bryan immediately after the match, he appears in the ring in a hood. And he's like, what's he got? Like a piece of rope or like a
scarf?
It's a tie.
Oh, he had a tie.
Justin Roberts.
He had a tie.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a callback.
He had definitely. Bryan Danielson chokes Mox with a tie. He's trying to kill him. Marina Shafir like jumps in the ring and tries to pull him off. And then I think that's when like Private Party and all that. Yeah, like they all start coming out and like there's this big brawl between the BCC and all them guys, even though the baby faces, the Private Party and Commander just get the shit kicked out of them again.
The crowd was wanting for you.
They were.
So the story's been effective. We love to see it.
Absolutely, 100%. And then, the BCC kind of like scurry off and Bryan Danielson gets on the mic and he's like, you've got your match, Mox. I'm going to kick your fucking head in. Like, he dropped an F-bomb again.
Yeah.
Man. That's it. Wrestle Dream. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley for the AEW World Championship when Bryan Danielson eventually loses the world title to whenever that is. He will be stepping back from full-time wrestling for good, and he will be a part-timer. And many, many, many people are expecting him to lose this match. So, this could be the end of full-time Dragon, and what a run,
What a run. See you at Wrestle Dynasty, bro. Like, there's no way he's missing the Japan shows.
Yeah, of course. No, 100%. He'll make the big shows and the things that pop him,
Bryan,
show up on a random week and wrestle Rocky Romero or something,
Yeah. Bro, that would pop me.
Just randomly show up at the Defy show or some shit and just wrestle.
I am genuinely shocked he hasn't yet. Like, that he hasn't just popped up at Defy.
Probably would have if he wasn't so fucked physically. Like,
yeah.
If his
even
neck
just for an appearance. Like, Swerve came to Pro Wrestling Revolve.
Yeah, no, but it's Bryan, Charlie. Like, he wants to.
It's Bryan. It's Bryan.
It's Bryan, man. Like, if he's gonna do it, he wants to wrestle. Yeah,
just an impromptu match.
Swerve will happily just pop up with Nana and be like, "Yo,
I'm here.
Niggas here, ain't it? You know."
That's crazy.
And but yeah, I think Bryan would, you know, he'd want to like wrestle like an announced match, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, Dynamite was good. A lot of big angles, a lot of big happenings. MVP made his first appearance in AEW, so that's something to get very excited about. We got a new number one contender. The Bucks did their thing and very much highlighted the show. Bryan and Nigel very much delivered. Very happy with it for the people, but we're looking forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah, like I said, man, the only down I'd give this show would genuinely be like the women's title match, and like I've already said, I won't put any of the blame on that on the women themselves. So I just think that they're probably, you know, that Roddy versus Hook match probably did not need to be on this show. So, and in the end, that kind of was a little bit of a downfall for him because, like I said, that women's match definitely felt like it had like 10 minutes cut from it. You know, so you win some, you lose some. But overall, big thumbs up for AEW Dynamite Grand Slam this year. Ibu was live at Collision, and I'm not particularly, I'm not particularly based off his tweets. I'm not particularly excited for Collision, but you know, we'll see how it goes. Yeah, that was Dynamite. Saraya has re-signed. That's news that's broke whilst we've been live. I know we kind of quickly touched on it, but yeah, she's re-signed with AEW. I was never, like I already said, I was never too convinced that she was actually leaving.
Deeply unfortunate, but oh well.
Up a little bit though.
Well, it should be on Shockwave or something. Who knows?
Why?
I will not be seated.
Okay, I'm back.
You alive?
Yeah. Oh dear.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm sure you guys are saying very nice things about Saraya, and you know, I'm sure everyone in the chat has lovely things to say about Saraya, and they're super happy about her signing with AEW. Sorry about my poor connection for that little moment there. My internet's been kind of a pain this week. I don't know why. It's usually so reliable, but
why am I guaranteed I'm in the middle of a fucking hurricane?
I don't know what's been going on this week, bro. Like, my internet's usually like stable, no issues, no glitches. But yeah, I'm worldwide in this Dynamite review. I've been a little bit spotty, brother. I'm just having a quick flick through. Oh, this is what I wanted to just quickly touch on.
Oh yeah,
Dano, man.
That's so
Brother,
young books.
Brother, that would have done numbers on BTE. It's crazy. If they had not tweeted that and just had that as the thumbnail on like a Monday, that would have broken wrestling. It would have broken the community.
2021, that would have been absolutely nuts. That would have popped like 700,000 to a
billion. It would have got like 1 million views on that video. Like, it would have been crazy.
Easy. Especially if it was peak BTE days.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Drop Shane McMahon in the form. But yeah, man, they got a little picture of Shane McMahon. Apparently, it was just a coincidence that they bumped into each other on a plane. I think it was something like Shane was sat one row behind the Bucks or some shit like that. And yeah, someone who was on the same flight said that like they seen them like laughing and joking together and shit. And, you know what I mean? So Shane's bumping into a few people recently.
Yes.
Yeah, you know,
like,
around.
You know, he had his meeting with Tony Khan. He bumped into Mercedes. Yeah, he bumped into Mercedes at the airport. Remember? And now this, So
a lot of
I don't even know
executives,
what Shane. I don't even know what Shane's up to. I don't actually know. I've not looked up to. I'm sure it's easy to find out. I'm sure it's out there, but I don't actually know what investments or businesses or what roles he's actually doing at the moment, because obviously he's not with WWE. He hasn't been with WWE for a hot minute. So, and he does, as Charlie just said, it seems like he's flying about a lot. So maybe it's work. Maybe he just likes travel. I don't know.
He's like the character in the terminal. Just lives in the airport.
Yeah. It's just a constant.
Yeah, Shane O'Mac.
It's hit hard times. He needs the wrestlers to sign his 8x10s.
Doing his thing.
Got a full schedule.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Getting Kip Sabian over on fucking Rampage or some shit.
Oh, dear.
But yeah, so like I said, Soraya's re-signed. Shane O'Mac and the Young Bucks took a very funny picture. As for other AEW related news, I don't think there's been too much. Obviously, there was that Malakai Black thing that we touched on earlier.
Yeah.
Miro requested his release like a week ago. Not really spoke about that much on any podcast, but yeah, Miro's requested his release from AEW. Apparently, there was some creative pitches for. I think he pitched working with Marks. They were thinking about putting him in Casino Gauntlet. None of it came to fruition, and he's asked for his release. So, don't know if he's trying to be Rusev again. I don't know if he's just trying to. I don't know. He's got some grand plan like some of these fucking wrestlers have, and they go fucking nuts. Like
wrestlers are fucking hilarious.
They are very funny.
Like Braun Strowman.
Hey man.
Narrative. I was actually talking about this with a friend the other day. Do you guys remember the ramp room where you could just pay a fee and just go yell at a wrestler?
Yeah,
Incredibly funny times.
Why was that? What were they cooking with that?
I don't know, but the thought of getting to just go yell at Austin Aries does pop me quite a lot, to be honest.
Austin Aries is top 5 wrestlers I wish was a good person. Unfortunately,
yeah,
but
yeah, he's got to be up there. He's got to be up there. Well, actually, I don't know.
That might be an unfair discussion.
I was going to say there's wrestlers that are definitely bigger and worse pieces of shit of him, but maybe haven't been cancelled the way that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like Ric Flair,
Yes.
There's that.
Yeah. Hogan.
Yeah, it's what I mean. So wrestling's just a slippery slope when you talk about anything like that, bro. It's just it's unfortunate, but whatever. A few super chats and we'll get out of here. Ryan Sully, $5. Appreciate you as always. Just want to send out thoughts and prayers to the people in Florida. Over 500,000 people without power. Jesus. Over 500,000 people without power due to Hurricane Helen. Helen. Find safe shelter, please.
Yeah, but hurricanes ain't no joke around the state, man. The Panhandle's getting absolutely killed right now, and it's up to a category 4. City of Tallahassee's which is the capital of the state. It's it right in the eye, and the Panhandle, which is a little over from me, to the west, it ain't looking good. So everybody stay safe. Everybody get shelter if possible. Just hunker down.
Yeah, man. Praying for the best, definitely. Absolutely. Stay safe. Hope everyone hope everyone keeps the power on, gets the power back. Hopefully it passes sooner rather than later, because it's sounding kind of rough, Marcus. I can't lie, bro. We don't have that shit over here. So we have the British weather. It's just
bro, there was a tornado in Luton the other day.
See, that's rare though. Do you know what I mean?
It's very rare. And it scared the shit out of me.
British weather is just literally it rains a lot. It's we don't have fucking earthquakes and hurricanes.
No, we usually just get tailwinds.
We don't have that. We just kind of have mildly annoying weather.
If you live in a coastal state like I do, or the Carolinas, parts of Georgia, Louisiana, it's playing Russian roulette when it comes to hurricane season. It could be just a tropical storm that passes through, whatever, no big deal, to a category 4 hurricane that devastates parts of the community.
Yeah,
it's a slippery slope here.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
Yeah. Wishing the best for everybody. Masfin 84 199. I'd say Darby does a cinder block spot in AEW. Pretty hard.
Has he not already?
I think there is. I think you might be right, Charlie. I think there is a chance that you might have already. I think there's.
It feels like a Darby thing.
Might have done it Swerve Feud, I think, maybe.
Did the Christian match not have a cinder block?
I feel like I have seen a cinder block break over Darby's body in some way at some time.
It feels right. Feels right. Feels right isn't the right phrasing, but like it sounds right.
It just feels like something he would do.
Yeah, it feels like a very Darby thing to do.
I'll look this up actually. Darby cinder block.
And that's the sort and too. If you type in Darby cinder block, there's a chance that he's done it like 15 times on the Indies. He did some insane shit on the Indies, man.
Oh yeah.
You remember? I think was it Ethan Page. Who was it who like pushed him off the balcony when he was in the chair? Was it Ethan Page?
Ethan tried to kill him so many times.
He had some great matches with Darby. Fat Ethan. Chubby boy Ethan.
Aura.
Fat Ethan. Pillsbury Doughboy Ethan.
Dobby Ethan. Good times, man. He's in great shape though. I think he's one of the physique changes that really goes under the radar, I think. Because he's in like great shape, bro. And he was a tubby. You know what I mean? He was a tubby boy, bro.
He was looking crazy on the Indies. I can't lie.
It worked for him though. Like he was a notable indie guy. You know, obviously he got picked up by AEW. You know, but yeah, man. Anassa Sultan, $2. Appreciate you as always. So Ray is stinky, not good, very bad, terrible, bad.
Correct.
Bro, coastline.
Yeah, it's not.
The only thing she's done is give us Harley Cameron, and that's it.
Bro, Harley Cameron, like, she's actually improving more than I was anticipating.
It's kind of scary. She's far better than I thought she was.
Mm-hmm.
It's since caught a lot of people off guard in that sense. She's had some nice little matches on TV, man.
Carried Britt Breaker. Anyways.
I did more than care. She rushed in circles around Britt Breaker in that match. I can't lie.
Indeed. Funny collision.
Funny collision.
All right. So that's the super chats. Yeah, that's the super chats. Those are the few news things that I decided to touch on. Reviewed Dynamite. And I think we can get out of here, man. Let's get out of here. I hope you guys enjoyed the review, the show. Thank you guys for tuning in. Those of you that did. If you're watching this on replay, please leave us a comment, like the video, etc., etc. Please subscribe. You know, the usual things: like, subscribe, leave comments. You know, appreciate all the super chats. Appreciate you guys for watching. We'll be back on Monday with Wrestle Purist Worldwide 1 Hondo. Big fucking business. Big
it's already
business.
100 episodes. That's kind of crazy.
Listen, we stuck at it, bro. People will remember, People will remember that when me, Ibu, and Joe were first starting, we used to get like 70 live viewers and shit, you know? And now it's like our strongest podcast. I love that show, man. Like, obviously it's not the same as what it was, but like, even still, it's I love like this new version of it where it's not just Ibu hosting with me and Anna just fucking chilling, basically. But yeah, we got episode 100 coming up on Monday. Got putting some few boss calls, and yeah, man, we're gonna have a good time with it, hopefully, and I'm looking forward to it. I doubt we're gonna do anything this week, and that's why I'm not promoting it. But you never know with us. And well, shout out to Late Night Green. Make sure you subscribe to them.
Always shout them boys. Shout
make sure you apply for your passports at Fortune 4. Can't guarantee you'll get in. You know,
we will be vetting your tweets. We will be vetting all your past indiscretions.
I can't help you get over the border there, but I will recommend them because they're my people. You know, but yeah, man. Shout out Charlie and her what's it called? Ko-fi? Is that what's it
Kofi.
called?
I've got my
Ko-fi.
Substack.
Yeah,
You know, I'm doing the
Substack.
thing.
Boom.
That's the thing you
So-
tried to talk about, yeah. What did I post the other day? I don't know. Review of Attack. If you like British indie wrestling, I don't know. I almost slandered it then. That was not good promo. If you like British indie wrestling, check out the Substack. I review shows sometimes.
Bury yourself.
I can't lie, Charlie. If you just said that, I would have done it.
Immediately like, poo.
Yeah. But yeah, man. You know, follow, subscribe to us and all our friends because you know we're out here grinding. You know,
doing nothing.
All right. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace.